Good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's a football Friday night here on 97.9 XFM. I'm Greg Sapp, Dustin White alongside C.J. Schmidt up top, capturing all the video. Brian Dust back at the studios, and he'll be taking care of all of us. And we welcome you to the home opener and the Apollo Conference opener for the Effingham Hearts as they play host to the Lincoln Railsplitters. And Dustin, it's a good crowd on hand on a beautiful night.
Yeah, it's a great night for football. It's one of those classic early season high school football nights where it's still kind of warm outside, and so the players are probably pretty sweaty by the time this thing's all over with. But just think about it, by the time the season's over with, we'll probably all be bringing our hand warmers out to the game, so enjoy it while it lasts.
Absolutely, and not a hint of lightning tonight.
That is welcome. I would just as soon get this thing over with in one fell swoop if it's all the same. And as far as Lincoln has to come to play this game, even if there were storms in the area, we'd probably sit around until 1 o'clock to make sure we got this thing in.
You're absolutely right. Boy, we had a a day and a night last week down at Breeze, but it turned out well as the Hearts played tremendous football on Saturday. Came from 11 points down to win by 4, 32-28, and start the season with a win. A rare situation for us.
It's few and far between to go down to Breeze and get a victory, and to beat Breeze here or there in that opening week. It's a 15-year tradition for the Hearts to play Mater Dei, but that's an awfully good program, and anytime you can get a win over them, you're doing something right. And so it gets your season off to a good kick start, and now you get Lincoln in here, and Hearts just need to take care of some business tonight, I think.
Bartonville Limestone beat Lincoln last week 14-0. That was Lincoln's home opener, and so we're in a situation where they had their home opener and they didn't score. The tendency would be to feel pretty confident tonight.
Well, Lincoln is a team that scored fewer points than anybody else in the Apollo Conference last year, and that's certainly been where their struggles have been since they've joined the league. They've won 2 games in conference play since they came into the Apollo, and both of them were against a Charleston program that hasn't won a game over that spell. So that kind of shows you where Lincoln has fallen in the hierarchy of the Apollo Conference. But just the same, they've got a lot of experience back on this year's team. 18 seniors, 17 of whom have been in the program for 4 years. Mm-hmm. So there's some veterans out there, and they've been through the wars, and they're not to be overlooked. Effingham is going to have to come out and play some good football early, set the tone, and try to get themselves to 2-0 on the season.
All those returning players have been a point of emphasis for Hearts coach Brett Hefner. He has talked about all those returning players for Lincoln at great length, but Effingham has some nice players back too.
Yeah, and Brett knows that his kids know that they have scored 99 points in their 2 games against Lincoln since they joined the Apollo, and so he's going to make sure that their heads don't get too big, that they don't put next week ahead of this week. That's just football coach 101, you know. We look at this week's game and we don't worry about anything until this week's game is over with. And so as soon as they finished off that win over Breeze, he starts putting it in their heads. You know, you got to be ready for Lincoln, and that's the only way to do it. And I got a feeling they will be.
Job 1 is to win the conference. And the Hearts, despite all that success last year, 3rd round of the playoffs, didn't win the Apollo last year. Taylorville did. So that's, I'm sure, in the backs of all these kids' minds.
And Taylorville, you know, an excellent program. And one thing about them is that in the very limited press coverage of the Lincoln football team that I could find, one of the stories from their hometown newspaper that I did find from last year was how happy they were with the way they played against Taylorville at the end of last season. Now, they lost that game, but they were in it for 3 quarters, and they really felt like that was a jumping-off point to this season. And so, you know, they're going to come in with some confidence. It's week 2. Everybody's excited to be here. So again, Effingham just absolutely can't get out ahead of themselves. They need to be ready to play this game tonight.
Lincoln at Effingham, Apollo Conference opener, home opener for the Hearts. Back with more in a minute here on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
This is the Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota pregame show. Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, your complete transportation headquarters since 1958.
Very happy to have the Hecks back again as our pregame show sponsor. Let's get a look at this Effingham team again. They won 32-28 at Breeze Mater Dei. It was 28-17 when we shut it down Friday night, and then Effingham outscored the Knights 15-0 Saturday. It was just tremendous football, and won 32-28. So Effingham's 1-0. Again, this is their Apollo Conference opener. They will go with the usual starters except Parker Wolf, who's injured. He got hurt in the Saturday action last week and didn't finish the game. And Gunnar Franklin will take his spot at a D-back position. Meanwhile, Parker's also the holder on extra point tries and field goal attempts. And so Nate Thompson will be taking that spot. So those two guys are going to fill in for Parker while he's getting better. Now, the prognosis is he is going to get better, and that's good.
Yeah, he's a guy you want out on the field. He's a very good defensive back, and he made some good plays on both sides of the ball in that opening win against Mater Dei. So hopefully he'll be able to take it easy and get himself back into playing shape by the time the season's over with. And the Hearts will be glad to have him, but it's, as usual, a pretty deep roster, and they should be able to absorb this and still put a pretty good showing out there.
We had Nathan Shackelford for 313 yards. The school had him for 317 yards. Regardless, for a kid in his first varsity start, that's sensational numbers. And the percentage of completions was what stood out to me. It's like 13 for 20 or something like that.
Well, and the most important thing to me is no interceptions, and honestly, no really terrible decisions either. He didn't really get away with anything. Sometimes you'll make some bad throws and the defense just doesn't come up with it. But, Nathan passed his first test with flying colors. I mean, if you want to call that his first test as a starter anyway.
Yeah.
He's taken some varsity snaps, but not a whole lot. But as a starter, he was poised. He made all the throws he needed to. He did get bailed out on that one tip pass that Parker Wolf caught, but really, other than that, a lot of really smart decisions, and ran with the football when he needed to, was able to create some space for himself to make some throws. He's got good footwork in the pocket, and really did everything he needed to do, and that's evident by the 300-plus yards. And if that's a sign of things to come, then this Effingham offense could get some work done this year.
You ruminate about things after a game, and I thought about the fact that Landon Wolf last year, and we're going to talk about Landon for games. I mean, he had made such an impact on the team last year particularly, but throughout his career. Threw for 343 yards, and that set the record for most yards completed, most yards gained in a passing game. And here we had Shaq with 313 in his first start, so that gives you some idea about the upside of Nathan Shackelford.
Well, and Nathan, one thing that he's got going for him is Tristan Duncan to throw to. Tristan is not only an excellent receiver just in terms of catching the football, but what he can do after he catches the football. That was on display with his 64-yard touchdown where he basically stiff-armed a defensive back right down to the ground, and he can do that, and if they can have him for a full season, then that's going to help Nathan out tremendously. And, of course, Tristan's not the only one. There's a lot of experience returning in that receiving core, and so that's going to help sort of absorb the loss of an experienced quarterback like Landon Wolf.
It's going to be an interesting night, no doubt about it. Again, this is Lincoln at Effingham. Also in the conference tonight, Charleston is playing Mattoon. That's that traditional game they play each other at O'Brien Stadium at Eastern. Also, Mahomet Seymour is at Taylorville tonight, and Mahomet's got a new coach and a lot of kids back, so a lot of people are wondering, well, just how are the Bulldogs going to be? So they're at Taylorville tonight. That's always a stern test. And the other member of the group that doesn't have a conference opponent tonight is Mount Zion. They're at Dunlap, so that's where the conference schools are. Argenta Oriana's over at Cumberland. Sullivan Okaw Valley's down at Newton. Salem's at Breeze Central. Red Hills at Robinson. Casey Westfield at Paris. Flores at Marshall. Lawrenceville's at Olney, Richland County. Vandalia at Carlinville. Payne at Roxana. Alton Marquette's at Breeze Mater Dei. Cerro Gordo Bimet is at Shelbyville. Farmer City Blue Ridge down at Oblong. Jerseyville's at Marion. That's where we go next week, to Jerseyville. And Freeburg, no, not Freebird. Freeburg is at Carlisle tonight. And that's who Effingham wraps up their regular season with. It's Freeburg this year. So that's who we'll be keeping an eye on. And Brian Dust, nobody better, will be about getting all the scores that he can tonight. Now, want to dovetail, because this isn't our only high school sports on the radio this weekend. Dustin and Matt Robinson are going to be at Altamont tomorrow morning for well, it's not officially National Trail Conference baseball, but it's a couple of National Trail Conference teams, and they'll be at Altamont tomorrow morning. The plan is to play two, but the second game, according to Alan Witt, the Altamont coach, is be more like an exhibition game, so we're going to do the first game. Meanwhile, they've got JV games for soft games over here at Effingham. Altamont at St. Anthony tomorrow morning, and St. Anthony hosted Altamont this afternoon in the conference game. It's just the way the schedule worked out. So you'll have some pretty good information on your opponents after tonight's game, Dustin.
Yeah, they're going to see plenty of each other. It's seems like almost overkill, but scheduling is what it is. There's only so many teams you can play in the fall, for one thing. So, they just want to get as many reps in as they can before that NTC tournament, which is I know school just started, but it's right around the corner.
Second week of October. 97.9 XFM, WXEF in Effingham. The Hearts are going to get the ball to start the game. Here's the kick. Lincoln has white numbers on white uniforms. Thanks a lot, whoever planned that. The kick is returned out across the 30. Chase Woomer returns that football. And they'll set it down out across the 30-yard line. Hopefully we'll have a whole lot more offense than last night's NFL game, which just was about a sure cure for insomnia.
I don't want to talk about that game anymore, Greg, so we could just move on.
It was gruesome. All right, 1st and 10 for the Hearts at their 33. That's where it sat down. And with 11:54 to go in the first quarter, Nate Shackelford gets out under center. That's how the Hearts are going to start. They're lined up in the I, and a couple of guys split a little wide to the right. Instead, they run it up the middle. Look at that hole that Brown hit. He's into Lincoln territory inside the 45-yard line. Holy cow, what a hole for Logan Brown, and he hit it.
Yeah, that, what's the cliche? You could drive a truck through it.
Yeah.
Well, I think you could have driven 2 trucks through that one, and Logan Brown did not miss his opportunity to get it across midfield.
22-yard gain to the Lincoln 45-yard line. So the Hearts are off to a good start here. Shack stays up under center on 1st and 10, and there's a whistle. I don't know, somebody might have been lined up offside because it came prior to the snap.
First flag coming on the second play of the game.
Gentlemen. Okay. False start on Effingham, so back 5 yards to midfield. So it's 1st and 15. This group is from midfield, and they were talking. These guys are of an age, and we're talking about those Effingham basketball teams back around 79 and 80. They said, "You guys remember Uwe Blob?" I said, "Yeah, well, yeah, we do." So back to midfield. It's 1st and 15. Shackelford under center. Going to the deep back, Brown again. Again, a good block up the middle. He's inside the 45 to the 43. So a nice run by Logan. And everybody read about all those yards the Hearts got through the air, so Logan Brown showing them we can run the ball too. Gained from the 50 to the 43, a gain of 7, so it should be 2nd and 8.
Not as much running room as the first play for Logan, but able to still just put his shoulders down and run a couple people over before getting brought down after 7 yards.
Same set on 2nd and 8. And going to throw this time. Looking across the middle, going deep, got Duncan there. No, he just overthrew him, incomplete.
Well, Duncan was running wide open over the middle. If that throws on the money, Duncan's going in for a touchdown, but led him just a little bit too far, and so Effingham's going to have to make a 3rd down play here.
Stops the clock with 10:44 to go in the opening quarter. Brings up a 3rd and 8 at Lincoln's 43-yard line.
But even though that play didn't work out, it does kind of give you an idea that there may be some openings available in that Lincoln secondary, because they sent 2 receivers down the middle of the field, and there was really only one person covering the both of them. So keep that in mind, Nate.
Yep, the only reason it didn't work is because it was overthrown. All right, 3rd and 8, and a little too much movement. I think the Hearts had at least a couple of guys moving.
Yep.
So I think this is coming back.
Maybe a little sloppy in the early going. Effingham's second procedural penalty to get things going here, and they're going to have to pick up, 13 yards now?
Yes, sir. Back to the 48 of Lincoln. So 5 yards from the 43 to the 48.
They honestly may still run it here, because if the early plays have been any indication, Logan Brown may still be able to pick up this yardage on a couple of runs.
South Central beat Dietrich in National Trail Conference baseball this afternoon, 5-2, the final in that one. South Central's got a load of talent. And we've got a timeout. Timeout, Hearts. 10:43 to go, opening quarter. No score here, opening night as far as home football for Effingham against Lincoln. Back in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
All right, 3rd and 13, throw across the middle, caught for the first down. Nice grab by Duncan. He's inside the Lincoln 30 to the 27-yard line. There's your first down, Dustin.
Yeah, again, just over the middle, and that time Duncan was able, the throw was right on the money, and he was able to go up and get it, and so Effingham gets those chains moved despite the 3rd and long situation.
So from the 48 to the 27, gain of 21. And the new set of downs here for Effingham on their opening drive of the game. They scored on their opening drive last week. Hand off to Brown, tried to go right side. A nice knifing tackle over there on the right end.
Nice open field tackle on
and
Brown.
Nice solo stop there. And he did get a yard to the 26. So it's 2nd and 9. 10 minutes to go, opening quarter. Good to have you with us. We're at Klosterman Field. Up under center. Shack has been up under center throughout the drive. Looking to throw, coming to the near side. Roland may just run it. He turns it inside the 25, gets to the 21 before they take him down. Pretty good run.
He was brought down by Alex Bogdanich.
Got about 5. Going to bring up a 3rd down. Now they'll mark it from the 26 to the 21, a gain of 5. So it's 3rd down and about 4. And all kinds of options now, Dustin.
Yeah, obviously this deep in Lincoln territory, you're in 4-down territory, so Effingham could keep it on the ground or they could put it in the air right here. Who knows?
Stack stays up under center, looking to throw. No, Brown's got the handoff, and he dives forward. Should have the first down. He needed to get inside the 20. He's very close to the 15. I think he has it. They may bring in the chains. Call it this. Well, they've got an injured Lincoln player, too. So trainer Troy's out on the field. Someone from the Lincoln sideline comes out to keep close watch on him as well.
Injured player is number 58, Thomas Morris.
All right. Public address announcer Scott Mosier says Thomas Morris is the injured Lincoln player.
They're setting the ball down, meanwhile, at the
20.
Yeah, it's inside the 20.
18?
Yeah.
18-yard line.
So
yeah.
A 3-yard gain there for Logan.
So he's still a little shy of the first down. 4th and a long 1. 4th and about 1. Looking at the sticks on the side. 4th and about 1.
We had this conversation last week down at Breeze in a 4th and 1 situation about how you could give it to Landon Wolf, and it was pretty much automatic every time. He would just keep it and dive forward. Nate doesn't have quite the same size on him, so they have to get a little more creative, but I would imagine that something straight up the middle with Logan Brown is probably in order here.
Young man is up, and they're helping him off. Now he's walking on his own. A limp, but hopefully that'll go away here in a while the longer he walks it off.
Yeah, Morris, a 6 foot, 230-pound senior, favoring his left leg or foot somewhere, something on his left side as he does walk off on his own power.
So it's 4th and 1, and obviously this deep into Lincoln territory. Hearts will go for it. At the 18, they need a yard to continue the drive. Shackelford again up under center. Wind up the clocks, the signal. And there's the snap, and he gives it to Brown, and he's up the middle, and he's got the first down and then some. He's near the 5-yard line. First down, Effingham.
Yeah, got plenty. As just things opened up right up the middle for Logan, and he was able to bring it up to about the 5-6 yard line.
Going to call it the 6, so from the 18 to the 6, a gain of 12, and it's 1st and goal at the Lincoln 6-yard line.
5 carries, 45 yards for Logan on this opening possession.
Shack on first down. Brown again up the middle. They do a better job of stuffing it that time. They might give him to the 5. Let's see about the spot. Maybe no gain. Good reaction that time by the Railsplitters.
With the drive that that Logan has had, you'd like to reward him with a touchdown here. You'd like to keep it in his hands and let him get in the end zone, but that was a pretty good stiffening up by the Lincoln defense.
So no gain at 2nd and goal at the 6. Opening drive of the game. Beautiful night here at Effingham. Shack up under center, looking. There's Brown to the right side, dips the shoulder, drives it in, and he's got the first down for sure. Touchdown, Effingham. He just did get into the end zone. And the Hearts take a 6-0 lead. Comes with 8:02 to go in the opening quarter. And they'll kick for 1. So Effingham on the scoreboard right out of the gate. 6-0 Hearts. Here's the kick. It's low and won't get across the crossbar. Hefner was the kicker on that one. Bo Hefner came up empty. And the try for 1's no good. But the Hearts are on the scoreboard on the touchdown by Logan Brown. 8:02 to go in the opening quarter. It's Effingham 6, Lincoln nothing. Kickoff on the way in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
Kickoff taken by Schweitzer at about the 14. He returns it to the 24, so about a 10-yard return. Stoneburner among them in there on the stop for the Hearts, and Lincoln will set up shop 1st and 10 at their own 24. Effingham's scoring drive, 10 plays, 67 yards, took 3:58, highlighted by Logan Brown's 6-yard touchdown run. Hefner's kick no good, but the Hearts are in front 6-0. Running play to the near side by Lincoln, to the far side, near side for Lincoln. And he got it out across the 25.
Ball carrier is Brandon Schweitzer.
Some gain. We're going to talk about Schweitzer a lot tonight. To the 27, gain of 3. So 2nd and 7.
First tackler for Effingham.
Mr. Arndt, he's everywhere. Logan Arndt
brings up 2nd and 7.
had a good game last week. Hearts have a lot of kids back, you know. It was hard not to focus on the fact that guys like Kendall Ballman are graduated and Landon Wolf are graduated, but Landon Arney is too. Here's a handoff. They run it up the gut, not much. He does dive forward close to the 30.
Schweitzer again, the ball carrier.
Schweitzer's there, and the Hearts among them. Alex Bachman in on the stop for the Hearts, big number 50. These folks sitting right down here in front of us. Call it the 29, Dustin. So from the 27 to the 29, a gain of 2. So it's 3rd and 5 now for the Railsplitters.
Schweitzer, not a big kid. He's a senior, 5 feet 8 inches tall, 155 pounds, but seems to be the lead back for this Lincoln offense.
So let's see what they do here. So they line up in this option that they have. They pitch it to the man to the near side, and the Hearts dump it. Big loss And look at that. Logan Brown doesn't get enough on offense. He comes up, makes a big stop on defense.
It's number 10, Jaden Graham, who took the carry that time, and he didn't have anywhere to go.
Gunnar Franklin helped on the stop, but Brown was there first. To the 26, Dustin, they actually lost 3 yards on that play. They've got this option that they run and different sets and things like that, and didn't work that time. So they'll punt on 4th and 8 with the ball at their own 26, and the Hearts potentially could get great field position here. Punter's going to be back around his own 15 when he lets this go, and the Hearts almost blocked it. As it is, they affected it. It lands at the 45 and then goes into Effingham territory. They'll set it down at the 43. So they got about another 10 yards on the bounce. So from the 26, Dustin, to the 43, that's a gain of about a punt of about 31 yards.
32.
Very good.
31, you're right. I shouldn't have doubted you.
Once in a while I'm right. So Hearts have it 1st and 10 at their own 43. 5:39 left opening quarter as we start this drive. Hearts scored their opening possession and lead it 6-0. Hearts may throw. They are out in the flats. Caught out there. Went to one of the tight ends. He gets it inside the 45 to about the 41-yard line. Nice grab out there by Jet Gillum. And Hearts get a first down. That's another look for you to consider. They'll mark it at the 43. So from the 43 to the 43. 14-yard gain and a new set of downs here for Effingham down Lincoln territory. So Gillum, good little over the shoulder grab out there, and boy, there was nobody around. So a new set of downs here with 5.5 to go opening quarter. Looking, they hand it off. Brown thought he was going to get hit for a loss. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Chase Woomer, excuse me, not Brown. Chase Woomer carried that time. And he's right back at the 43. So no gain at 2nd and 10.
Seems like they might be continuing the practice from last week where the running backs take every other drive, as Logan Brown took all the carries on the opening drive and now Chase Woomer in there.
Yeah, Coach had told me that they were going to go with Jet Gillum at one of the back spots, but obviously a change has been made, and Chase Woomer's making the most of it. He had a good game last week down at Breeze. Fake the handoff, looking to throw across the middle. There's the catch. He's just inside the 30-yard line. It's a first down as Tristan Duncan is everywhere, man.
That was a pretty good throw. There was some coverage in the area at that time. Duncan was not as wide open as he has been at other points in this game, but I'll tell you, Nate put that one right on the money and got it to the 29, another first down.
14-yard gain from the 43 to the 29. Hearts have a first down and 10. 4:35 to go opening quarter. Effingham in front, 6-0. Holden Lewis is getting a lot of play here early for Effingham. He's out. One of the kids split out wide right. Little option thing. They handed it off to Woomer, and Lincoln did a pretty good job of staying home, but he turned it into something. Got close to the 25-yard line. 26 is where they're going to spot it. So a gain of 3 for Woomer. And it's 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I think the idea was to create some uncertainty for the Lincoln defense. Is Shackelford going to keep it, or is he going to let Woomer have it? And Woomer eventually did take it around the right end, and he got 3 yards. But like you said, a pretty good job by the Lincoln defense to stay on it and bring him down after a minimal gain.
So 2nd and 7. They are at Lincoln's 26-yard line. Shaq drops back in the shotgun first time tonight. Fakes the handoff to Woomer. Shaq keeps. He's inside the 20, inside the 15, to the 10, to the 5. He's diving. Did he get there? Pylon's down, but I want to see whether he went in, and they're still talking.
Not going to matter anyway because
there's the touchdown. Two officials were talking to each other.
There's a flag on the play anyway, so it's coming back.
Hold on the Hearts is the indication. But it's a nice run.
Well, at least we know the fireworks work for
Yes, indeed. You know, we talk about first game mistakes. But I think you'll agree, it seems like the second game of the season is where we see more penalties maybe than the opener.
Yeah, Effingham really didn't have too much trouble with the penalties in the first game, and neither did Mater Dei. But that's the third flag already against the Hearts, all of them on their offense. And that one hurts especially because it takes points off the board.
It was marked at the 22, Dustin, and then the 10-yard penalty on the hold. So it's back to Lincoln's 32-yard line. That'll make it 2nd and 13. So 2nd and 13 for the Hearts, still at the Lincoln 32.
Well, now they just moved the ball back a yard.
I don't know whether he did. Must be an engineer or something there. He had to make this word about the symmetry. All right, 2nd and 13. Shack in the gun. Man lined up beside him. Low snap, but he's got it. Looking, throw. It is incomplete. Just about too soon, but Lincoln defender did a good job of staying right with Duncan and got him just as the ball went by.
Yeah, that was Jaden Paulus in coverage there, and he matched up with Duncan pretty well and was able to keep that one from being completed.
So clock stops with 3:30 to go in the opening quarter. And it brings up a 3rd and 13. Hearts with the ball just shy of Lincoln's 32-yard line. Effingham in front, 6-0. Scored on their opening drive. Nice 67-yard drive. Took 10 plays. Took some time, too. All good things when you're the team ahead. Shack stays in the gun with Woomer lined up beside him. There's the snap, looking to throw. Got some time. There's the throw. It's caught. Duncan's got it, and he's still on his feet. Got away from the defender. He's inside the 10, still on his feet. No whistle yet, and he's driven down about the 9. Kid didn't want to quit. Call it the 9. It's 1st and goal at the 9-yard line, a gain of 23 yards.
How many Lincoln players had to get involved in that play before they finally were able to bring Tristan Duncan down? His initial move, once he caught the ball, was really good, created some space for himself, but then just refused to be dragged down to the turf.
What a heck of an effort after the catch. 1st and goal at Lincoln's 9. Shack back up under center. Hearts run that double tight end set around to the right side, and they hand off to Woomer. Lots of blockers, and he is in for the touchdown. Chase Woomer from 9. Look at the blocking, and that sets up that run so well, Dustin. When they take that double tight end set around there to the right side of the line, look how many guys you got blocking for your running back.
Yeah, Chase didn't have too much trouble getting across the line that time. 9-yard touchdown run, and Effingham taking control of this game early on, just like we said they needed to.
12-0 Effingham, 2:53 left, and Angel's going to kick the extra point. Looks good to me. Officials agree, and it's 13-0 Effingham. 2:53 to go opening quarter. Back with a kickoff in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
Quick kickoff. The ball went down the far sideline, and I expected it to go out of bounds. It never did. And Lincoln is pinned back inside their 10 to start this drive.
And that's what Brandon Schweitzer thought it was going to do, too. He thought it was going to sneak out of bounds. Instead, it rolled down the sideline all the way to the 1-yard line. He had to go backwards, pick it up. They wrapped him up at the goal line. He did pretty well just to get himself a couple of extra yards, but it's a 2-yard return out to the 3. That's about as good as it gets for Effingham.
So nice kickoff and great coverage downfield. This drive will start with 2:48 to go in the opening quarter. Effingham in front 13-0 and showing no signs of weakening. Lincoln's going to run it, and they've got a man loose, and he's out near the 15-yard line, so Lincoln picks up their first down as their quarterback kept that time, T.J. Merriman. And they'll mark it at the 14, Dustin. So from the 3 to the 14, a gain of 11, and a Railsplitters first down.
That is their first first down of the evening on their second possession. So the Railers get the ball away from their goal line a little bit. Very important for them.
2.5 to go in the first quarter. Effingham in front 13-0. Effingham's scoring drive 8 plays, 57 yards, took 246, highlighted by Chase Woomer's 9-yard touchdown run. Angels' kick was good, and it's 13-0 Hearts. Lincoln throws it out in the flats, and the quarterback overthrew his intended receiver, and that stops the clock and brings up a 2nd and 10.
First passing attempt for this Lincoln offense, and yeah, that one was a little too tall, just a little short screen play, and didn't have much touch on the pass.
Jaden Graham, I believe, was the intended receiver. I'm telling you, white numbers on white uniforms.
This is not nice.
Ugh. Oh, we need some mud. That'll really help. Clock stops with 2:13 to go in the opening quarter. Ball's at the Lincoln 14, where the Hearts could hold here and get the ball back in pretty good field position. Running it up the middle, and there's not much there, maybe a couple of yards. Out across the 15, Merriman just kept it. And side judge is showing me, wow, nothing. No gain.
I thought they were going to give him a yard at first.
Too.
I mean, I kind of thought he did get a yard, to be honest with you, but Effingham will certainly take a no gain on the play. They'll be happy with that.
Mason Hasty on the stop, so it's 3rd and 10. Minute 40 to go, opening quarter.
So Lincoln went 3 and out on its first possession, and the Railers are in danger of doing that here.
Going to try some shotgun here, looking to throw. Here come the Hearts, and down he goes inside the 10.
Quarterback sack.
Hasty on that last tackle. There's
Austin Herbert with the quarterback sack.
Yeah, Dawson Witten was in there too. Austin Herbert.
Back to the 9-yard line. It'll be 4th.
So call it the 9, a loss of 5, Dustin, and now it's 4th and about 15, and they're going to be punting inside their 10-yard line. Wow.
And the last punt, which I believe it was number 12, Drayden Postgame. Postgame, who he kicked it straight up in the air. Got a pretty good roll on it, but wasn't the best.
Line drive snap. He got away, and the Hearts get it on the fly. That's Brown coming to the near side. He's inside Lincoln's 35-yard line. There's another flag. Let's see what that's about.
Marty Moss. Flag was thrown on the play.
Came in the return. So
yeah, flag's thrown at the 32 or 1-yard line. I suppose it'd be a hold or some kind of bad block if it's on Effingham.
That's generally what it is, given the timing of that flag being thrown out.
See what the officials tell us.
Blindside block on return to.
Well, that's 4th. That's 4 penalties already on the Hearts.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough break for Effingham. They have got to be a little better than that. Take care of things a little better.
Still in the first quarter, 4 penalties. Drive it back out to the Lincoln 47-yard line. That's a 15-yard penalty. A blindside block was the call by the official. So out to Lincoln's 47. You're still in Lincoln territory, but sure could have been a lot better. 42 seconds left to start this drive. Hearts have scored their first 2 possessions. It's 13-0 Hearts. Lincoln yet to score this season. Yeah, I know it's just a second game. Shack up under center on 1st and 10. Looking, fakes the handoff. Going for the enchilada. There's Duncan. He's got it. See ya. Touchdown, Effingham. Holy cow. There was nobody for about a county from him. He just got away, folks. 47-yard touchdown strike from Nathan Shackelford to a wide open Tristan Duncan. And the Hearts extend the lead to 19-0. We're still in the first quarter.
Duncan's 4th catch. He's already over 100 yards receiving, so that puts him at 106.
Hearts try the extra point. Again, Nate Thompson holding. This one looks good by Bo Hefner, and it is. And Hearts take a 20-0 lead. Still 34 seconds left in the first quarter. 20-0 Effingham. Back with a kickoff in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
So one play, 47 yards, 8 seconds on that drive. What a strike. What a pretty pass. Boy, Duncan was wide open, but I tell you, Shaq hitting right between the numbers. That was pretty. Hefner's kick was good, and the Hearts lead at 20-0. The kickoff brought out by Lincoln to their 26. Still 28 seconds to go in the first quarter, and the Hearts are already ahead 20-0 here. Gonna be a fun season. Merriman looking. They run it up the middle instead. Guy still on his feet, coming to the near side. Good angle over there. Nice work, and I want to give credit where credit's due. Is that Brown again? Logan Brown came over and got a nice angle on the runner and took him down at the 30, a gain of 4.
Tackle by Logan Brown along with Mason Hasty.
Wow, nice work. So
A gain of 4 up at the 30-yard line brings up 2nd and 6 from the 30.
that is the last play of the first quarter. Alex Bogdanich was the ball carrier, and he got 4 to the 30, and that is the end of the first quarter. After one here at Effingham. Effingham 20, Lincoln nothing. More in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
All right, ready for the second quarter. It's 20-0 Effingham. Yeah, we're starting the second quarter. Lincoln with a football. They run it to the far side, and he gets a nice run out near the 45-yard line. Again, we've got white numbers on white uniforms, so tough to pick up who the ball carriers are.
I'm having to listen to Scott Bozier because that's the only way he's got a spotter down on the field. It's Alex Bogdanich that took the carry that time.
So from the 40, change the wheel there, Greg. Out to the 43, and it's a first down. So 1st and 10 for the Railers, just into the second quarter. Yeah, Hearts in front 20-0. Been a good game so far for Effingham. Hand up the middle and about to the 45, so a gain of a couple. From the 43 to the 45, it'll be 2nd and 8.
The ball carrier was Alex Bogdanich.
Bogdanich is wearing number 22, although we'll never see it. He's 6'2" and 200. He's a senior for this Railsplitters ball club. Lincoln was shut out last week. Didn't score in the first quarter here. Hearts have put 20 on the board after scoring 32 last week. From the 45, looking to throw Merriman. And here come the Hearts. He gets away, though. And now he decides to run it, and he gets near midfield before they take him down.
And I got to tell you, Greg, TJ Merriman, who we were told was their starting quarterback, is wearing number 44, and that's number 12 that's playing quarterback. So I think Postgame, who we talked about last year, was their quarterback. I think that's the guy who just ran with the ball there.
That makes sense to me because you are correct. He did play quarterback last year. So a gain to the 49. So that will leave a 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4 for them. They are at their own 49-yard line. So Postgame is the quarterback for Lincoln. And he's lined up in the shotgun. Hearts are coming. There's the snap. Here he rolls to the near side, looking to throw. He gets rid of it, and there's a man there, and the Hearts are there too. And good work by Luke Spencer to go up and knock that ball away, and that'll bring up 4th down.
only the second pass attempt of the game for Lincoln, and that was, like you said, excellent coverage out there by Luke Spencer. Just a one-on-one assignment, and he broke it up.
And not a bad pass.
No. Throwing on the run, he was rolling to his left, throwing across the body. He put it about where he needed to. It was just an excellent defensive play.
Clock stops on the incompletion. 9:57 to go second quarter. Brings up a 4th and 4. So Lincoln, will be kicking it away. He'll put the foot on it from about the 40. Decent kick. Nobody back for Effingham. The 10, the 5. Effingham's not going to have glamorous field position on this. Going to take it at the 4. Hearts had nobody back there.
Deep inside Effingham territory.
So it's 1st and 10 for Effingham at their 4.
The Hearts will take over with 9:48 remaining in the half at their own 4-yard line.
So there you are. Nobody back, and so Hearts will load it up from their 4-yard line.
Perhaps trying to bring a little more pressure and bring everybody up front and sacrifice having the carrier or receiver back, or maybe it was just miscommunication of some kind.
Yeah, it would be a good night to experiment a little with different options. 1st and 10 for Effingham at their 4. They lead it 20-0, and we're just a couple of minutes into the second quarter. Hearts looking to go 2-0 on the young season. Shack lines up over center, under center. And he hands off and up the gut. Nice run. I believe it might have been Woomer that time.
Didn't look big enough to be Logan Brown.
That is Woomer. And right around the 10. See where they sit it down. Well, they're not going to be as generous as me to the 7. They only gave him 3. Wow. So it's 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7 at the 7. Next week we go to Jerseyville. Everybody get a nap before you head out. 7 o'clock next Friday night.
What I've heard is that from Effingham, there's no good way to get there.
When I've been there for basketball, I've gone up to Pana and then gone over on 16. That's as good as any. Rolling out, Shack, pass, caught. Coming to the near side, cross the 30, cross the 20, to the 25. Nice catch by Gillum, and he has plenty enough for a first down. He'll roll out, and Jet had a lot of room to run after the catch. They'll call it the 28. So from the 7 to the 28, again at 21. And new set of downs for the Hearts.
Second reception for Gillum.
Excuse me. Handoff up the gut. Good gain out across the 30. Woomer again.
The ball carrier is
No.
Chase Woomer.
Yeah, it was. Don't argue with yourself, Greg. To the 33. Gain of 5, and it's 2nd and 5.
Effingham ran that play very quickly.
Man, they hurrying up. Going to throw across the middle. Caught out there and dropped shy of the first down.
Holden Lewis.
Holden Lewis, old number 9, makes that catch for Effingham.
Tackled by Brandon
And it's at the 37. So gain of 4. And it's 3rd and 1. Still need a yard for a first down.
First catch of the season for Holden Lewis, I do believe.
Believe you are correct there. 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Effingham leads at 20-0. Shack under center on 3rd and 1. Let's see if he keeps. Yep. Just drove it forward. He has it, and then some. Out around the 40-yard line. So Shack just kept.
First down, Effingham.
And he gets the first down, a gain of 3 to the 40. And the new set of downs for the Hearts. And from the shotgun, looking to throw. Here comes Lincoln. Shack can outrun them. Throws it. It's caught out here into Lincoln territory. Duncan twisting and turning and gets inside the Lincoln 45 before they finally bring him down. Call it the 44, Dustin. So a gain of 16 and 1st and 10. And this all of a sudden is the Blitzkrieg offense. Man, up the gut, Woomer. Look at the gain, man. He's inside the 40.
He's inside the 40.
Chase Woomer. And shout out, we talk about Logan and Chase and all these guys. The blocking is sensational tonight. And they quickly are going to throw. Caught in the flats by Duncan. He's loose. Gets around 2 defenders, 3 defenders, still on his feet. See you later. Touchdown, Effingham.
39 yards, and that was just I'll just dump it off to Tristan and let him go to work, and that's exactly what he did. So Effingham runs some no huddle on that possession, and the results were pretty good.
That was splendid. 26-0 Effingham, and still 7:09 to go in the second quarter. Hearts will kick for one. That score again comes with 7:09 to go in the second quarter. My goodness. That was pretty. There's this placement, the kicks up. This time it's Angel, and Ivan got it. 27-0 Effingham. 7:09 to go in the second. Kickoff on the way in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
Well, that was quite a kickoff and quite a tackle. Jacob Stoneburner laid the wood to the Lincoln return man.
It was a short kick, and Schweitzer had to come up to the 20 to get it, and he got decleated after about 4 yards. He took a shot. He really did have his mouth guard come out.
He did indeed. It came flying, and they will spot it at the 26. So that's where Lincoln will set up shop here. 7:05 to go in the second. Effingham already has a 27-0 lead. And we could be done early tonight. Beautiful sunset tonight if you have time to look. There's the handoff. They run it up the gut, and the Hearts are having none of that. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Pick your pick among tacklers. The middle of the Hearts line is just owning it.
Tackle was made by Mason Hasty along with Austin Herbeth.
Mason Hasty's name gets mentioned again. Austin Herbeth, number 88 or 89 in there. So they'll call it the 27, so he got one. So it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, but so far Lincoln just with a couple of first downs. Effingham's defense has been up to the task and has gotten its offense back on the field quickly for the most part.
Hurry up offense that last drive. That was something. Hearts looking to, Lincoln looking to throw in a completion into Effingham territory, and they may have a touchdown. Meanwhile, he got tripped up. Heck of an effort. As the Hearts closing speed's pretty nice, and Gunnar Franklin came out of nowhere to save the touchdown. But it's 1st and 10, 1st and goal rather, I think just inside the 10 for Lincoln on that great run after catch.
Austin Prater caught that one along the sideline and then took it all the way down the field, probably good 50 yards worth of running all the way down to the...
It's right on the 10, Dustin.
10.
Excuse me. It's right on the 5. It's right on the 5, excuse me. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
So 45 plus 23, that's a 68-yard play.
That's certainly the most impressive effort by Lincoln tonight. And now we have timeout. And timeout somebody. Timeout Lincoln. Thank you, sir. All right, 5:55 to go second quarter. Hearts lead at 27-0, but Lincoln knocking on the door. Let's take a 30-second break here on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
All right, ball's at the 5. 1st and goal for Lincoln at their Effingham 5-yard line.
It's 1st and goal, Railsplitters at the Effingham.
They're lined up in a traditional set. There's the handoff, and he runs it up the gut, and he takes it to the side, and he's in for the touchdown. So the Railsplitters on the scoreboard for the first time this season. The score comes with 5:49 to go in the second quarter.
Peyton Anderson.
Peyton Anderson, number 1, takes his first carry of the game for the Railers and finds pay dirt. The 5-yard touchdown run set up, of course, by that 68-yard pass play, which more than tripled the Lincoln offensive output in terms of yardage.
So 5-yard run, Anderson. Good for the touchdown, and it's 27-6. And they will go for 1. They are going to kick. Left-footed kicker puts it up. Looks like it had enough, and it is good. Just across the crossbar. Alex Bodonich good on the kick, and it's 27-7. So that blunts some of the Hearts' momentum. 5:49 to go, second quarter. Back in 30 on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
So that's a little interesting situation. 3-play, 74 yards, minute 20, highlighted by the 5-yard run by Anderson, but really set up by that beautiful pass play here down the near sideline. So it's 27-7. 5:49 to go, second quarter. The kickoff is gathered in at around the 10, and did the Hearts step out of bounds?
Yeah, Keegan Baker, the return man, number 7, stepped on the far sideline there as he was trying to take that one. So no extra yardage on it, and it's going to be inside the 10.
It's about the 5-yard line. Of course, the last time they had it down here, it turned out okay. They scored. That was the last drive. 96 yards that the Hearts win in 8 plays. I don't think I ever told you that. Highlighted by that pretty pass to Tristan Duncan for 39 yards. Kick was good by Angel, and that made it 27-0, but now Lincoln scored to make it 27-7. So the Hearts first and 10 at their 5. This drive will start with 5:46 to go in the second quarter. Shack up under center, hands it off up the gut, and still on his feet, getting out near the 10 is Logan Brown. Let's see where they spot it. I think they're going to give him to the 10.
Tackle made by Devin Gibbons.
So a gain of 5 to the 10 at second and 5.
Line brings up second and 5 with 5:20 remaining.
Next week, the Hearts at Jerseyville. Back to non-conference action next week. This is an Apollo Conference game tonight. Shack, snap, handoff up the gut. Look at Brown go. Still on his feet. He got away from a couple of tacklers. He's out near the 30-yard line before they finally take him down.
Had a couple of guys trying to go low on him, and he just kind of leaned down and brushed him off and kept those feet churning and got the chains moving. That's Effingham's 6th rushing first down and their 14th first down of the half.
See where they set it down. 26. So from the 10 to the 26, a gain of 16 yards, and it's first and 10 for Effingham. Hearts in front, 27-7. Shack stays up under center. Rolling, looking to throw. Got a man out here in the flats. It's caught out here by one of his big ends, and that's Gillum, and he's out near the 40, and he lost the ball, and Lincoln says it's theirs, but I think he was out of bounds. Now they're going to give it to Lincoln.
I thought maybe he stepped out of bounds before he made that last move, but the ball comes out. The officials signal that it is Lincoln's, and so Effingham with its first turnover of the game.
Well, you'll see that sometimes when a kid tries to get an extra yard or two. The ball spotted at Effingham's 42, so a gain of 16 on the play, Dustin, and then the turnover. So Gillum had the catch, and then the fumble, and Lincoln has the ball first and 10 at Effingham's 42. I know it's 27-7, but it was 27-0, and now a turnover gives Lincoln the ball back in Effingham territory. So this is the kind of stuff you want to clean up in a hurry. 4:40 to go, second quarter. Hearts trying to go to 2-0 on the season, but Lincoln feeling their oats here all of a sudden. Postgame looking, hands it off, quick handoff, and driving still on his feet inside the 40 near the 37, but before they take the running back down. McDonough had it to the 38, Dustin, so a short gain. That'll make it second and 6.
Really some inspired football being played by Lincoln right now, though. You can see that they're getting a little bit of a second win here, so it's important for Effingham's defense to kind of try to step on that and snuff it out.
2nd and 6 at Effingham's 38. Lincoln up under center. Postgame is. Got a man in motion. They hand it to the fullback, and boy, he's got nothing. He's back out across the 40. Nice work.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
I think I saw who was in there. Bachman, I know, was in there. Big number 50 for Effingham. And Stoneburner again. It's at the 40, so a loss of 2. Loss of 2. Back to the 40. That makes it 3rd and 8. 3.5 to go before halftime. Effingham leads 27-7. Hearts scored their first 4 possessions. But Lincoln trying to make a little noise here, but now it's back to 3rd and 8 and the drop to the shotgun. There's the snap. Here come the Hearts, and down he goes. Great pursuit. And the Hearts were having none of that. And nice work. Haven Prather got in there in a hurry, and he gets the sack. And it's back to the 44, a loss of 4. And that's 4th and 12. And let's see what Lincoln does here. They're at Effingham's 44-yard line. 4th and 12. Hearts are already dropping somebody back, assuming they're going to punt.
Now, aside from one big play that Lincoln has run, they haven't really shown much of anything else that's going to be able to produce a 12-yard gainer. So they are going to have their punter back. That's Postgame.
Try and pin Effingham deep here. There's a whistle and a timeout. So maybe Lincoln's having second thoughts. Timeout, Railers, 2:39 to go, second quarter. It's Effingham 27, Lincoln 7. Back in a moment here on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
All right. Lincoln wanted to talk it over. Wonder if they're having second thoughts about maybe trying to do something great here.
Well, like a lot of high school teams, their quarterback is also their punter, so it kind of leaves their options open if they want to pull off a fake or something like that. He's still deep. He's going to be taking a long snap, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have something up their sleeve here.
All right, it's at Effingham's 44. It's 4th and 12, though. Punter's back in in their own territory, and he does punt it. Smokes it down the middle. It's taken by Effingham outside their 10. And the return is out across the 20.
Cam Calber on the return.
Cam Calber, first time we've talked about old number 24 tonight. Returns the ball again out to the 21. So about a 7-yard return, something like that.
21 with 2.5.
So 21-yard line is where Effingham will start. 2:30 to go before halftime. And the Hearts, yeah, you're right, that one big play, Dustin. But besides that, Effingham's pretty much controlled Lincoln. And first and 10 for the Hearts of their own 21. Shack in the gun here to start this series. Looking to get some momentum back, I'm sure. There's the handoff. They run it up the gut. And a good run out near the 30-yard line. Chase Woomer, number 1. Took it right up the gut to the 30. Nice gain from the 21 to the 30, a gain of 9, and it's 2nd and 1.
Not quite a first down, but gives you a ton of options here, and they go no huddle again.
All right, and there's the handoff, and boy, nothing. And there's a penalty or two as the Lincoln kid came in, and the Effingham kid was down, and then somebody tackled him.
It was actually a pass out there to Tristan Duncan in the left flat, and yeah, the penalty came on the hit.
I'm sorry, I had somebody asking me something. My head got turned, and so that's a personal foul. So let's see where the ball's spotted. Clock stops with 2:04 before halftime, out to the 47. So it was to the 32, Dustin, the play, and then the 15-yard gain on the penalty out to the 47. 2 minutes to go before halftime. Going to throw. Oh, and it's picked. Oh, he threw it way over the head of the intended receiver, and Lincoln's bringing it to the middle. They're into Effingham territory, and it's about the Effingham 33-yard line. That was
Pass was intercepted
way
by
too
Jake
high.
Paulus.
So Jake Paulus with the pick,
Into Effingham territory
and Lincoln has the
35
football
yard
back
line.
inside Effingham's 35. Boy, this second quarter's not been pretty.
33 was
That is the first interception of the season for Nate Shackelford, but comes at a bad time.
1st and 10 for Lincoln. They're going to set up here at the 33 of Effingham with 1:51 to go. They have one timeout left in the half. Wow, that pass was just way high and picked by Lincoln. So 1st and 10 for the Railers at Effingham's 33-yard line. Hearts still in front, 27-7, as we're inching toward halftime. Postgame from the shotgun hands it off, and
handoff was to
nothing.
Bogdanich.
In fact, they lost yardage back to the 35. So
Tackle
that's
made
an
by
interesting
Hayden Prather
call.
along with Dawson Witten.
So Dawson Witten, the Hearts
back to
punter, in there
35
along
yard
with
line.
Prather.
Brings
And
up
they
2nd
drop
and 12,
2
clock
back
running.
to the 35. That's odd. They're pretty decent into Effingham territory. Interesting choice of plays. So it's 2nd and 12 at Effingham's 35. Postgame still in the shotgun. And there's the snap, and he's looking to throw, and here come the Hearts, and he gets it away, and it's caught, but just to the 35.
Screen pass was
So the
sniffed
pass
out
was
by
complete
Hasty.
for nothing.
Just had to get rid of it and got it to Peyton Anderson, number 1, but Anderson had nowhere to go. He was brought down quickly after the catch.
Excuse me, they gave him the 2 yards back
to the original line of
back to the
scrimmage.
33.
Brings up
So it's 3rd and 10. We're under a minute to go. And again, Lincoln has one timeout left. So it's 3rd and 10 for Lincoln at Effingham's 33. Postgame still in the shotgun. There's the snap. Looking to throw. Here come the Hearts. He steps up, and down he goes. And the ball's loose, and the Hearts have it, and they may score. That's Logan Brown. And see you later, gang. Touchdown, Effingham.
About the 39-yard lines where the ball came out as they had him stuffed. And Brown is going to have himself a 61-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown.
Logan Brown, pretty good on offense, pretty good on defense. That extends Effingham's lead to 33-7. It comes with 27 seconds left before the half. So Lincoln had that one little burst, and Effingham starting to reestablish themselves. Boy, there's a big gained ball there. Nate Thompson having a busy night as the substitute holder. And Angel, I believe, is kicking here. There's the placement. Kick is close. No, ended up short.
The score remains 33-7.
Ended up short. That was Hefner that time that kicked, and it came up short. So no good on the point try for one, but Effingham has extended their lead on the turnover. 33-7 Hearts with 27 seconds left. And, well, what a turnaround that is.
Yeah, like I said, inside the 40-yard line, and Lincoln had the ball, deep in Effingham's territory again. But as Postgame tried to step up and make something happen, he was being brought down. They stripped the ball out, bring it free, and Logan Brown, the man on the spot, 60-plus yards later, he's got himself a score. 61 yards is what I'm going to put him down for officially.
I like that number. So 27 seconds left, and the Hearts will kick off. Ivan Angel's been a busy lad. From the 40, gives it a boot. Nice deep hit. Taken at the 15, Bout lost it, but the Lincoln kid now gathers it in. He's still on his feet. He gets out across the 20 to the 30 to about the 33-yard line. I'll bet that Schweitzer kid sleeps well.
Yeah, 5 kick returns for him. He's run the ball a little bit, and that time he brought it back 16, 17 yards.
Out across the 30. Now they set it down at the 31. So 31-yard line is where Lincoln will start this drive, and it's going to be a short drive, 20 seconds left in the half, and they only have one timeout remaining. 33-7 Effingham by 26. Wrapping up the first half. See what Lincoln does here. Could just take a knee. They are going to hand it off. They run it up the gut, and he gets out to about the 40. Good run. And
Bogdanich was the ball carrier.
Bogdanich carried, and Austin Herbeth on the stop for the Hearts, and that is what you call the last play of the half. Lincoln does not use their timeout. So at the break here at Effingham, it's Effingham 33, Lincoln 7. Halftime show on the way in just a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
This is the Compass Advisory Group Halftime Show. For all of your insurance needs, contact Corey McDaniel at 347-9697.
All right, the Hearts Red Regiment ready to perform their first field show of the season. They're going to be in competition, by the way, at O'Fallon tomorrow. I believe that's right, at O'Fallon tomorrow, so best of success to them. Marching band season is a great time of year. The Marching Hearts Invitational is October. Gosh, I'm doing this off the top of my head. That's a scary thing anymore. October 14th is the Marching Hearts Invitational, so make sure you put that on your calendar, gang. Hearts lead at 33-7 here at halftime at Klosterman Field, the home opener, the conference opener, and so far so good. And we'll talk about the numbers in a minute, but Cardinal fans are going to be sad just not too long after the passing of our friend Jamie Jarrett, who of course was involved with the Cardinals for several seasons. We note the passing of Chris Duncan, and Chris, of course, just 38 years old, had brain cancer and had gotten better, was on the radio in St. Louis, had a talk show, and did a pretty good job. And then the brain cancer came, and he died today. So our hearts go out to Cardinal Nation in their loss of Chris Duncan at age 38. Do want to mention, while the band's getting ready to play, let's go through the numbers. Got so many things going on here. I will recap the scoring. Effingham scored their first possession. Both games now this season, they've scored their first possession. And they scored at the end of a 10-play, 67-yard drive with 8:02 to go in the opening quarter. A 3-minute, 58-yard drive highlighted by the 6-yard touchdown run by Logan Brown. The kick was no good, but the Hearts had a 6-0 lead. Effingham scored their second possession at the end of an 8-play, 57-yard drive that took 2:46 off the clock, came with 2:53 left in the first quarter. Chase Woomer took it in from 9 yards out. Ivan Angel's kick was good, and the Hearts had a 13-0 lead. Effingham scored one more time in the first quarter. That came with 34 seconds to go. One play, 47 yards, a beautiful pass play from Nate Shackelford to Tristan Duncan, 47 yards. Hefner's kick was good, and it took 8 seconds as an 8-second scoring drive. And the Hearts had a lead of 20-0, still with 34 seconds to go in the first quarter. Second quarter was, for the most part, not as pretty. Some penalties and turnover, but Effingham still scored twice, so all's well that ends well. Effingham scored with 7:09 to go in the second quarter. They took the ball on their own 4. 96 yards later in 8 plays, they'd scored on a 39-yard pass play from Shack to Duncan. Kick by Angel was good, and the Hearts had a 27-0 lead. Well, then Lincoln completed a really nice pass play here on the near sidelines, and that set up a 3-play, 74-yard drive. Peyton Anderson for Lincoln scored from 5 yards out. Their kick was good, and Lincoln was on the board for the first time this season as they were within 27-7. But the Hearts came back on a fumble at midfield at their own 39, and Hearts Logan Brown galloped 61 yards for the touchdown. And the kick was good, was no good that time, but the Hearts had extended the lead to 33-7. So 33-7 Hearts at halftime. Dustin's working on the double arm load of scores. Brian has a whole bunch of on stats. Brian has a whole bunch of scores to give us. Major League Baseball and lots of high school football. So let's take a break. We'll be back with that, and who knows, we might even catch some of the band. So halftime show continues at Klosterman Field. Hearts lead at 33-7 on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
All right, back at Effingham at the half in the home opener for the Hearts. It's Effingham 33, Lincoln 7. Dustin has some interesting numbers on that first half.
I do indeed, Greg, as Effingham outgained Lincoln 335 yards to 111 in that first half. And, of course, 68 of Lincoln's yards came on one play. So you subtract that, 20 plays for them, only 43 yards of offense on the rest of the night. Effingham's defense has, by and large, done a great job of holding the Railers in check. The Hearts 15 first downs in that first half, and pretty balanced as they got 6 of them in the ground game, 9 of them through the air. The Hearts ran the ball 19 times for 117 yards. That's a 6.2-yard average. 2 of the 5 Effingham touchdowns came in the ground game. Passing-wise, the Hearts threw 14 passes, 11 completed, just 1 intercepted for 218 yards and 2 more touchdowns. So there you get their 33 total plays of offense for 335 yards. And a little quick math would show you that that's just over 10 yards per play, and that will usually work out pretty well for you. Lincoln, meanwhile, just 4 first downs in that first half, 3 of them on the ground, 1 through the air. The Railers just couldn't run the ball. 41 yards on 17 carries. That's a 2.4-yard average, although Lincoln's 1 score did come through the running game. They only passed the ball 4 times, 2 of them completed for 70 yards, a 68-yard completion and a 2-yard completion, 2 ends of the spectrum there for the passing game for the Railers. As far as turnovers go, Effingham turned it over twice in that first half as they lost a fumble and also had an interception taken away from them. Lincoln, though, also turned it over 1 time, and, of course, Effingham got a score on that play as it was a 61-yard fumble return for a touchdown for Logan Brown. As far as penalties go, Effingham penalized 4 times for 35 yards in that first half. Lincoln just had 1 penalty, but it was a big one, a personal foul for 15 yards. Time of possession, the Railers had it for 12 minutes, 41 seconds. Effingham, 11 minutes and 19 seconds. Let's take a look at some individual statistics. We'll start with Lincoln. We had 5 different guys run the ball in that first half. Alex Bodonich had the most success, 28 yards on 8 carries for him, a high of 13, a long run of 13 yards. And then just a whole lot of guys kind of toiling away. The quarterback, Drayden Postgame, he had 5 carries for 6 yards. You had Brandon Schweitzer with a couple of carries for 5 yards. Peyton Anderson had 1 run for 5 yards, and he got the touchdown for the Railers. And then Jaden Graham, he took 1 opportunity to run it and lost 3 yards. Again, Postgame just 4 passes in that first half, for 2 of them completed for 70 yards. The 68-yarder was to Austin Prater, and, of course, that set up their touchdown. And then Peyton Anderson had the other reception for the last 2 yards. The interception for Lincoln was Jaden Paulus, and he returned that one about 33 yards. Postgame, he punted 4 times in that first half and totaled 139 yards. That's a 34.8-yard average, and that's not bad at all. And then Brandon Schweitzer, we talked about him having a busy first half. In addition to a couple of runs he took, he had to return 5 kickoffs, 46 total yards. So Effingham's done a good job of limiting him on his returns, just a touch over a 9-yard average return for Schweitzer. Shifting gears to take a look at what Effingham has done in the first half. Logan Brown, the leading rusher for the Hearts, 72 yards on 9 carries. That includes a 6-yard touchdown run. So Logan, and really He probably was the lead back on maybe 3 series in that first half. He was not on the field quite as much as Chase Woomer, who had 7 carries for 34 yards. Chase also found the end zone, a 9-yard touchdown run. And then Nathan Shackelford, the Effingham quarterback, he ran the ball 3 times for a total of 11 yards. Shackelford putting up some more good numbers as far as passing the ball. He's 11 of 14, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did throw an interception, his first of the season, on his last pass attempt of the half. Just kind of let one get away from him, go a little high. But again, 218 yards on the heels of throwing for 300-plus last week. Nate seems to be pretty comfortable. And again, if you complete 11 out of 14, you're always doing a good job. And of course, as one might expect, his favorite target has been Tristan Duncan. 7 receptions for 163 yards for Tristan, so he's already eclipsed his receiving yards total from last week. He's found the end zone twice, touchdown catches of 47 and 39 yards. And of course, a lot of yards after the catch for Tristan as well, as he's a good pass catcher, but he's a good athlete once he gets out in the open field. He's done good work. And then Jet Gillum, 3 receptions for 51 yards. He caught a pass or 2 last week, but he's been able to get a little more yardage on his receptions in this second game of the season. And then Holden Lewis finding himself in the receiving column. He caught 1 pass for 4 yards. He's the 3rd and final Effingham receiver to talk about in this first half. Effingham punts. There weren't any, so that's easy. They didn't have to punt it 1 time in that first half. Of course, they did have a couple of turnovers, but still, they've yet to punt the ball tonight. Dawson Witten getting all his work in just on the defensive side of the football. Cam Kalber, 2 punt returns for a total of 15 yards. Woomer had a kick return for 15 yards, and then Keegan Baker had a kick return where he tried to tiptoe along the sidelines to field one and stepped out of bounds. So it's officially a kick return, but for 0 yards. And I already mentioned Logan Brown, but I'm going to mention him again. A 61-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. That was Effingham's 5th and final touchdown of the first half. And so with that, I have told you how Effingham has gotten themselves out to a 33-7 halftime lead over Lincoln. Greg.
Thank you, Dustin. And let's send it back to the sports desk. And Brian Dust, what do you have for us in the way of scores?
All right, we do have several other football game scores. Mount Zion is ahead of Dunlap 10-7. That's at the half. Big game up in Coles County as Mattoon is leading Charleston also at the half. Mattoon ahead 21-7. In other games, Paris crushing KZ Westfield 32-0. That's midway through. And Shelbyville leads Cerro Gordo Bement 21-6 in the second quarter. At the half, Marshall and Flora both tied up at 14. Vandalia leads Carlinville 21-0 in the second quarter. At the half, Pana 20, Roxana 0. Robinson leads Red Hill 14-0 at the half. And also at Newton, the Eagles are leading Sullivan 28-14. That's at the half. A couple of other scores in baseball. Windsor Stew Straws got the win over Brownstown St. Elmo 3-1. T-Town beat Odin 13-2, while South Central took care of Diedrich 5-2. And in Major League Baseball, well, the runs are still piling up for Milwaukee.
Yeah.
They're ahead of, they were ahead a minute ago, ahead of the Chicago Cubs 4-1 in the bottom of the third, while St. Louis had a 2-1 lead over Pittsburgh in the sixth. That's your scores.
Thank you. I can tell you that in case we didn't have it, and I know you do a wonderful job of getting us scores, Cumberland was trailing 27-7 at halftime. We didn't have that. And I can also tell you that according to the information from, well, where did it go? Muhammad Seymour and Taylorville 7-7 after the first quarter. I think you had a halftime score, though. Thank you, Brian. So those numbers, and I had an Effingham junior high score.
$271.
There it is. Rod Wheatop tells us final score in junior high baseball: Effingham 19, Dietrich 3. So that score in too. Now let's talk about next week. Dustin and I will be in Jerseyville 7 o'clock next Friday night. Hear it here on 97.9 XFM and 97.9XFM.com. Second of all, thank you to everybody in Unit 40, including the people that did the work for remodeling the press box. Dustin, this is first rate, man.
Yeah, it's, we already like to be at home because even last year when these improvements hadn't been made, these are still better press accommodations than pretty much anywhere we go. And some big upgrades, new flooring, the new windows in here, and fresh coat of paint. Countertop is all new. Effingham has outdone itself, and I love playing home games. It's just a cut above anybody else, with the exception Mahomet. I'll tell you, Mahomet's a nice place to go,
nice.
but this is definitely top of the list.
In JV football Monday night, Effingham lost 26-14 was the final score. The freshmen were supposed to play last night, but hey, they've had to cancel the freshman football season. There just aren't the numbers there. Mr. Woltman tells us that on Saturday the 14th, a week from tomorrow, there will be a game. It'll be frost soft, and that'll be at 11 a.m. against Jerseyville. It's come now to Effingham. Everybody else was affected by it, gosh, 2 and 3 and 4 seasons ago.
Yeah.
And now it's at Effingham.
Yeah, it's the trend. It's not just in this area; it's across the country.
Yeah.
It's just, there's a lot. For one thing, schools can offer more and more different sports,
Mm-hmm.
and just I think fewer people go out for football these days for a number of reasons that we don't really need to get into now. But if anyone ever wants to track me down, we can have a nice conversation about it. And I've thought about a lot, and that's just, it kind of is what it is. So coaching staffs are going to have to adapt. They're going to have to figure out ways to get their kids those reps and get them ready to play varsity ball. And in some cases, probably just start working more and more underclassmen into their varsity rotations. The thing with Effingham, though, is that, while you can't have that freshman team, gosh, you typically still have such a large group of upperclassmen every year that it's tricky to find places for everybody to play. So your numbers are just good enough that some of those kids, it's going to be hard to find them the reps, but by the same token, your numbers aren't good enough to just get them their own dedicated team.
Let me remind you before I forget, this Thursday, the 26th annual Carl P. Kerner Memorial Sports Spectacular. They'll have 7:30 and 12:30 shotgun starts. So you can play in the morning and then have lunch and go home and go back to work or whatever, and you can play in the afternoon and then stick around that night. There's a great steak meal at about 6. If you just want to go out for the meal, come on out. That's $40. It's $150 to play. And all the money goes to the sports backers and the Booster Club at St. Anthony. And they're knocking on the door of $1 million that's raised.
And tons. I mean, the thing is that think about how many local athletes have benefited from that fundraiser over the years. It's quite a big deal and something that the organizers should be proud of, and all the people who have ever participated and helped fund it.
Mark Mayhood and one other guest is going to be our guest Monday at 12:30 during the noon hour to talk more about the Sports Spectacular. Kickoff goes into the end zone, a touchback, and so Lincoln will get the ball, 1st and 10 at their 20. That's how our second half starts.
Yeah, the Angels' kickoff just kind of split the two returners back there, and neither one of them was able to step over and get that low line drive kick, and it just skidded all the way into the end zone. So an 80-yard field for the Railers as they, obviously down 26 with just a half to play. Every possession for them is pretty important, and conversely, if Effingham can get a couple stops early, then they can maybe start thinking about salting this game away a bit.
Hearts 1-0 after the 2-day win at Breeze last week. Headed to Jerseyville next Friday night. Here is the snap. There's the handoff, and there's not much. In fact, they might have lost yardage by the time that thing finally ended. McDonich got it, and they are going to mark it at the 19. 1-yard loss at 2nd and 11.
So Badonich, after not getting a ton of carries early on, has kind of been established as the lead back for this Lincoln team. But outside of a 13-yard carry early on in his night, he hasn't been able to get much going. He's been hit for a loss on 3 of his last 4 carries.
23-7, Taylorville leading Mahomet Seymour at halftime, if we didn't have that earlier. Thank you, Mr. Woltman. Handoff up the gut, and now they go to the left side, and he gets it out near the 25 before they take him down. Hollis was the carrier. You're going to mark it at the 24, Dustin.
Paulus has been involved from time to time, but that's the first time that number 8 has taken a run, and he gets a little bit of positive yardage there.
Gain of 5 to the 24, so it's 3rd and 6. We're just into the second half, and Effingham's already in front, 33-7 in this one. Looking to a 2-0 start on this season. Postgame is in the gun here on 3rd and 6. There's the snap. Here come the Hearts. He's on the run. He looks to throw, can't, and gets taken down at about the 25. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, Postgame tried to get one last pump fake in as he scrambled to his left, and maybe if he'd tucked in and taken off running for the sticks at that time instead of slowing himself down to make the fake, he might have been able to get a little closer, but as it is, Effingham dragged him down well shy of the marker.
Got a yard to the 25. Dawson Whitten, Austin Herbeth on the stop, and punt time for Lincoln. So the Hearts, good job by the defense. They had the ball about 2 minutes, and Lincoln's having to give it up. Smoked it down the middle, didn't get it on the hop, coming to the near side. That's Logan Brown, and he gets taken down at midfield.
Calber on the return.
Was it 24? Yeah, it's Cam Calber on the return, pardon me, instead of 23. So Cam held on. And 1st and 10 in midfield for Effingham. Drive will start with 9:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. Thanks, everybody. We have 30 sponsors again this year for high school football, plus sponsors for the pregame, the halftime, and the postgame show. Thank you, everybody, for your investment in Hearts football and us. Shack up under center on 1st and 10. Hearts stay in the eye. Fake the handoff, throwing out in the flats, caught out there. That's Gillum, and he's getting inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line. Good gain on 1st down.
I like getting it right back in Gillum's hands. He lost a fumble on his last reception, so show some confidence in the kid. Go right back to him. A 6-yard pickup on the first play of the half.
So for 2nd and 4, into Lincoln territory. Hearts scored their first 4 possessions tonight. Lincoln got on the board, and then the Hearts came right back, scored. Lead at 33-7 as we start this second half. Shack under center, looking to throw out in the flats. Caught out here by Duncan, led him a little long. He's still on his feet. Got away from 2, gets it inside the 40, and that's a 1st down, and that's the bottom line.
Yep.
Mark it at the 37, Dustin, a gain of 7.
I think the only thing that kept Duncan from really busting that little slant pass open was the fact that it was a little tall for him. He had to get on the tiptoes to make the catch, so he wasn't able to bring it in on stride, but still able to get the 1st down.
So 2nd and 7 at the 37. 1st and 10 at the 37. Shack gives it off to Logan Brown, going to the right side, made some contact, still dives forward, got close to the 30. So a nice run. And certainly not an open field. Mark it at the 32. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. With a 33-7 lead, you just need to stay sharp. Boy, the Hearts had a little bit of a jag there in the 2nd quarter where they had a lot of penalties and the turnover, and that wasn't pretty. But it looks like they've regrouped. Shack under center. Handoff up the gut. Look at Brown. Got loose, coming to the near side. He's inside the 20. Nice cut. He's to the 10-yard line. Great run by Logan Brown. Took it at the 32. Gains to the 11. Gain of 21 yards. What a nice run by Logan Brown.
Yeah, Logan knocking on the door of the century mark. That was his 11th carry for 98 yards. And you're right, he took it up the middle at first, but cut it back to the left. And unfortunately, it looks like there's a penalty that's going to bring some of this back.
Wow, I did not see that flag. They're talking to Effingham, though.
Well,
so
they're talking to Effingham, but by the same token, the Hearts players are all moving back toward midfield. So.
Never a good sign, is it? Well, they're still chatting. Maybe they're trying to figure out what Lincoln wants to do. And surely they want to drive Effingham back. Flag was thrown at about the 28, 29-yard line. So they're still sorting this one out. Now it comes back.
So it's a hold against Effingham, their 5th penalty of the game.
So 10 yards back to the 40. So the play had gained to the 30, and then a 10-yard holding call brings it back to the 40. So it's 1st and 13, Dustin.
So we got to take back what we said about Logan Brown knocking on the door of 100. He's up to 79 yards now, but Effingham 40 yards away yet.
See if he can get it there. He's lined up in the shotgun right alongside Shack. They bring Gillum to the left tight end spot. There's the throw. He's got it. Nice catch by Gillum. 20, 15, 10. He's near 5-yard line before they ran him out of bounds.
And what I liked about that was that Gillum kind of tiptoed along the sideline to make that catch, but then a lot of quick acceleration down the sideline after the catch to tack on some yards afterwards.
Yeah, run after the catch. That's always fun. 9-yard line. So, 1st and goal for Effingham at the 9-yard line. Nice job of coming back after the penalty. Pretty strike to Jet Gillum, and it's 1st and goal at the 9. Hearts in front 33-7, looking to add. Shack under center. Hand off to Brown. Logan banging and slamming into people, and got about the 6. Still on his feet. There never was a whistle. He gets close to the goal line before the time they finally bring him down. There never was a whistle.
Hard-fought yards down to the 1-yard line.
To the 1. So from the 9 to the 1, a gain of 8. And it's 2nd and goal at the 1. Man, I thought he was dead to rights at about the 6-yard line.
Well, there were people trying to wrap him up right at the line of scrimmage. I mean, the first contact, the first man to get to him had his arms around him but couldn't bring him down.
2nd and goal at the 1. Handoff, Brown. Look at the hole. Touchdown, Effingham. Whew, went right to center, and holy moly, was there some pulling going on. Brown, I think, was untouched. Score comes in the 3rd quarter with 7:01 remaining, and the Hearts extend their lead to 39-7.
Brown's 2nd offensive touchdown of the game, 3rd time he's found the end zone overall.
The 1-yard touchdown run, Logan Brown. Let's see about the extra point here. We've been taking turns. It's up and it's good. Ivan Angel is good. 40-7 Effingham, and still 7:01 left in the 3rd quarter. Knocking on the door of that 40-point thing, so we'll keep you up to date on that. 40-7 Hearts. Back in, well, let's just keep it here. Just keep it here. Score comes with 7:01 remaining, and the Hearts now lead at 40-7. So that score by Lincoln was sort of an outlier, Dustin.
As it turns out, yeah, kind of a blip on the radar for Effingham, just a little bump, a little turbulence, but they've come through it and seem to be coming in for the landing now.
Never gave you a chance to tell me the drive, did I?
7 plays, 50 yards, and 257.
Thank you, and the kickoff. And that's why we just kept it here, because I didn't want to miss that. Nice return by the Lincoln kid. He's across midfield, coming to the near sideline. He's going to get away for a score. He got bumped out of bounds at about the 6. And for the 2nd time today, Gunnar Franklin has run down a Lincoln kid and saved a touchdown. But Lincoln's going to get it 1st and goal at Effingham's 8-yard line.
Schweitzer took that one on the far side of the field at the 10-yard line. It bounced off his chest. He was able to corral it, then came all the way across the field. And like you said, inside the 10 and just got shoved out of bounds. One guy to beat, and he couldn't quite beat him, but still, Lincoln going to have a 7 or an 8-yard field here.
So 1st and 7. Now they do set it down on the 7. So 1st and goal for Lincoln at Effingham's 7-yard line. Drive starts with 6:46 to go in the 3rd quarter. They're going to the far side. He cuts it up, and the Hearts taking down right about the 5. Pollice, the ball carrier. That's Pollice, in case you're spelling it home.
That was an 83-yard kick return for Brandon Schweitzer. Remember, he had returned 5 kicks for a total of 46 up to that point.
So Logan and Logan on the stop. Jacob Logan and Logan Brown. Gain of 2 to the 5. So 2nd and goal at the 5. 6:13 to go, 3rd quarter. Hearts with a big lead, but Lincoln knocking on the door here. Postgame from the shotgun. Snap a little low, looking to throw, steps up. Hearts got him for a big loss, back to about the 10. And somebody with a 0, probably Bachman. Yep. Bachman on the sack. They'll finally sit it down at the, 7 or 8? I depend on the guys running the scoreboard down on that end of the field. Call it the 8, Dustin. Loss of 3. Nice job by Bachman. The 3-yard loss. So now it's 3rd and goal, but out at the 8. Postgame stays in the shotgun. There's the snap. Looking to throw. Here come the Hearts. There's the pass. It's knocked away, and the Hearts might have the pick. Zone burner.
So the deflection, Jacob Logan's the guy who got a hand on that, and then Stoneburner came over and picked it off just outside the goal line, and Effingham takes it away.
Wow. So they had the ball at the Effingham 8, and it is a touchback. He was in the end zone.
Okay.
So it is a touchback, so they're going to start this 1st and 10 at the 20, Dustin. He just was just across the goal line. So, yeah.
That's better.
Definitely. So Barrett Jacobs contributed to that success. 1st and 10 for the Hearts at their 20. Nice work by the defense. Everybody's playing well tonight. Shack looking to hand off, and he did. And look at Woomer come to the near side. He's across the 35, across the 40, across the 45, still on his feet into Lincoln territory. He's inside the Lincoln 45-yard line. What a run by old number 1.
So you talked about how, well, there's a flag all the way back, and it's going to be a hold.
Tackle on the play was by Marty Moss.
Threw it at about the 24-yard line. Man. I tell you, different officials call the game differently. And if you disagree, well, that's okay. We didn't have nearly all these holds last week. Unless we're getting a little more grabby in week 2. Anyway, the penalty was at the 24, so the ball's back to the 14 on the 10-yard penalty. So we lost 6 out of all that. So it's 1st and 16. 1st and 16 at the 14. Shackelford up under center here on 1st and a lot. Looking to throw across the middle. There's Duncan. He's got it. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, my golly. I thought he had it.
Well, it's a great route by Duncan as he went up the near sideline here and then cut back to the middle of the field between 2 white jerseys, got himself where he needed to be, and a great throw by Shackelford right around midfield, hit him in the hands, just couldn't haul it in.
Just on the other shoulder was part of the problem, and Duncan had to turn around a little and just couldn't haul it in. So clock stops with 4:54 to go in the 3rd, brings up 2nd and 16.
That's a couple of times in this game. Remember, very early in the game, Shackelford and Duncan tried to hook up on a play like that and just missed.
Might come right back to that. Who knows? Nope, handoff this time. Running it up the gut. I think that's Woomer. And he got near the 20. Let's see who's peeling himself off the turf. Yeah, Woomer to the 19. So from the 14 to the 19, a gain of 5. So it's 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11 at the 19. 3rd and 11, Dustin. That sounds like a nice passing down.
Yeah, and they bring Jet Gillum off the field. Cam Kalber, though, is in there. He's going to go line up on the far side. And, of course, you've got Duncan here on the near side, split wide the other way.
And you got another man just out to the far side. So 3 guys split wide on this 3rd and 11. Looking to play. Time, steps up, going to run it. Got a lot of room. Come on, Shaq. Out across the 35 and out of bounds. And that's enough for an Effingham first down.
Yes,
and that's the bottom line.
Spread everything out, you know. Nobody really in the backfield, although Woomer was kind of alongside Shackelford to block for him. And with the defense trying to cover all those receivers, which they've had difficulty doing tonight, it just gave Shackelford all sorts of room to run out past the 35 to the 37.
Gain of 18, Dustin. From the 19 to the 37, so a new set of downs for the Hearts here. Clock stops on the out of bounds at 4:04 to go in the 3rd. Hearts lead 40-7 and rolling again here. Hand off to Woomer, going to the right side, turns it up the middle. He's across midfield before Lincoln tackles him. Good run for another first down. So Woomer from the 37 gains, they're going to mark it right at midfield, gain of 13. And a new set of downs for Effingham.
I think the spots have been pretty conservative tonight.
Yes, I'll agree with that. Because they've consistently been for less than I thought. I'm an optimistic guy, but hey.
Well, and I'm a diplomatic guy because I put that in one way that I might not put it if we weren't on the radio.
Here's the handoff. Whoa, Woomer got a yard and then he got hit. Holy cow. Somebody laid the wood to him. Devin Gibbons. Nice hit. And good clean hit. Just a really enthusiastic one. So he got a yard to the 49. So it's 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now officially into Lincoln territory.
Even when you're down 33, I'll bet it still feels good to put somebody down like that.
I'll bet it makes you feel better. You bet. Lewis out. Cam Calber in to the far side. Tristan down here to the near side. Bring Calber to the near side. Now going to throw, get a block. There's the pass. It is caught out there by Calber. And he's inside the 45 before he runs out of bounds. Is that Gillum?
Yeah, it was Gillum.
Sorry. To the 45. I'm going to stop guessing. Gain of 5. So, 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5 on the 5-yard gain. On the pass play to Gillum. Clock stops with 2:50 to go in the 3rd. Holden Lewis is back as Shack's back with the play.
Yeah, that pass, I think, just led Gillum a little bit too much to the sideline. He wasn't able to get his momentum changed and turn it upfield. So it leaves the Hearts with a little work left to do here on 3rd down.
Two guys split to the near side here. Looking to throw, rolling to the near side. Shack throws across the middle, and it is caught out here. Good grab by Duncan, and he's inside the 25, still on his feet. Goes down about the 24-yard line, and he just about, I'm glad he ducked because he really would have got creamed otherwise. As it is, it's a 1st down for the Hearts.
That's the thing, when you put all those moves on people and you keep juking and keep going, somebody behind the play is going to be able to catch up, and somebody came up and got him, kind of blindsided him there, but looks like he's okay, a 21-yard pickup.
To the 23.
Is it the 23? So 22-yard pickup.
Yeah, so just outside the 45 to the 23-yard line. 1st and 10. Looking to hand off. Woomer's got it going to the far side, and a good run, and he gets it inside the 15. So a good gain on 1st down, very close to another 1st down.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's right in the neighborhood. Maybe just a little short. No, they're moving those chains.
So he did get it. So let's call it the 13. 23 to the 13. That'd be 10 yards, wouldn't it? So the Hearts continue to roll. Minute 43 to go in the 3rd. It's 40-7. Effingham headed to Joyceville next Friday night. It's a long way from here. Shack up under center. Hand off to the deep back. That's Woomer this time, and he's inside the 10. Hearts just keep pounding on that right side. Let's see if they throw to the left side here one of these times. They'll mark it at the 7? 7, let's call it.
Ball spotted at the 7-yard line.
That'd be a 6-yard gain for Chase then.
13 to the 7, so.
That puts him up to 73 yards. He's got 13 carries. Logan Brown has 13 carries. Logan 88 yards. Chase with 73. That's pretty good output from your running backs.
Keegan Baker's in. Got a few extra people. Calber split wide to the right. Let's see what they got working here. Handoff up the gut, and that's Keegan Baker, I think. We're in Kendall Ballman's number, so he'll do well.
Ball carrier was Keegan Baker.
And he gets it inside the 5, according to my friend, the side official over here.
By Devin Gibbons.
And let's call it the 3.
Down to the 4-yard line.
Well,
it'll be 3rd and a yard.
All right, a gain of 3 to the 4 then. So 3rd and 1. They can get a 1st down. This will be the last play of the 3rd quarter, by the by. Snap, handoff up the middle. Baker again diving forward. Again falls about the 4, so I don't think he got any farther than he already had. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter.
Tyler Vance.
after 3 here at Effingham, home opener. It's Effingham 40, Lincoln 7. Fourth quarter on the way in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
All righty, we're ready for the fourth quarter here at Klosterman Field. It's been a jumping and jiving play. Sam Thompson won the 50-50 drawing, so congratulations to Sam. He's one of the folks working with the student council. They're going to have a pom-pom game the night of the homecoming parade. Should be interesting. We'll tell you more about that as that develops. All right, we're at the 4. Hearts need a yard for a first down, 4 yards for a touchdown.
And they're going for that touchdown. They could kick a field goal here, but they want to get that running clock going, so they're going for it on 4th and 1.
Hand off to the deep back. Look at him come to the near side, and down he goes. The Hearts did not convert. Woomer there, and that time Lincoln did a good job of staying home.
Yeah, I think he just got 1 yard, but they needed a yard, but I don't know.
It's at the 3. They're going to measure.
It's awfully close.
Well, they've got first down on the board, but it says 1st and 1. Yeah, I thought they'd surely bring the sticks out. So the Arnold family back for their 69th year of running the scoreboard, or running the sidelines. Not 69, but a long time. What a good bunch. Be sure and somebody tell them I mentioned them, okay? They are a fine bunch of guys. Stretch it out. They get it. They might have got it. Oh, my goodness. Stick your tongue out. Did they get it? First down, Hearts. Wow. Chase Woomer got just enough. Holy cow.
Couldn't have been by much, but doesn't matter if it's an inch or a yard, right? They get the chains moving one more time, get them taken down, actually, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. And again, if Effingham can get the touchdown and the extra point, then they'll get the running clock going. And you always like that in a game like this because you're going to win, right? You're ahead by plenty, and that gets things done a little faster, makes sure everyone stays healthy, a little better chance that nobody gets hurt.
Boy, that's the bottom line, keeping everybody healthy. Coaches talked about the fact they aren't deep. They have great talent, but not depth is a problem, and so being able to keep everybody healthy is pretty cool. 1st and goal at the 3. Woomer going to the left side of center. He's in for the touchdown. Chase Woomer makes it 46-7. The score comes with 11:41 left in regulation.
They shifted 2 blockers from the left side of the line to the right side of the line. And then Woomer took the ball and cut it back to the left, and nobody touched him on his way into the end zone for the 3-yard score and his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Nice misdirection. They usually run behind that double stack there on the right side, but a little misdirection that time. So here's the extra point that would make it a 40-point game, and it just did. No, it's no good. So we'll play some more.
That's unfortunate.
With a slow clock. 11:41 left. It's Effingham 46, Lincoln 7. Kickoff in 30 seconds on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
All right, we're getting the down and distance put together here. Ivan Angel's going to kick here.
There's a 14-play drive for 80 yards, Greg.
That's a beauty. Do you know how much time elapsed?
5:43.
Thank you, sir. Lincoln gets the kickoff, and they're taken down at the 25. Schweitzer, who's been everywhere, takes it down at the 25, I was going to say, now 26.
Little pop-up kick for Angel that time as he put some air underneath it, didn't put a lot of distance on it. So Schweitzer comes up and takes it at the 23 and almost immediately brought down after just a 3-yard return. A little different than the 83-yard return he had his last time.
I call him Ivan Angel, but I know it's Yvonne, and I certainly don't want to mispronounce his name. But everybody told me Ivan, but I know it's Yvonne, so muy bien, Yvonne. Here's the handoff on 1st and 10, and he gets away. Anderson was the ball carrier, and the Hearts thought they had him at the line, but eventually Herbeth had to come around on end and make the tackle. So, and the officials are talking it over, and let's see what this is about.
I don't see any flags on the field, so I'm not sure what the discussion is.
Clock is stopped, though. So, call it the 27-yard line. So a gain of 1, I guess, out of all that, and it's 2nd and 9. And now the clock's running. So I'm not sure what the deal was. All righty, 11:04 to go. Hearts lead at 46-7. Lincoln with the ball, handoff, and he goes up the gut and got a little.
A lot of moving parts before the snap, but ultimately just a run straight up the middle and not much there.
Still shy of the 30. Jaden Graham, the ball carrier, to the 28. So a gain of 1. And it's 3rd and 8.
Graham's second carry of the night. He lost 3 yards his only other time.
10:28 left. Hearts lead at 46-7. Scored their first 4 possessions tonight. They got the ball to start the game, which is usually hardly ever the case. But they made the most of it. And they're still rolling. Here comes Lincoln, and down goes the quarterback, Postgame. And
Dawson Witten got in there, I think.
There's old number 20. Hasn't had much chance to punt tonight, so he's making the most of his defensive opportunities.
Yeah, they haven't needed that aspect of his game, so he can concentrate all his energy into tracking down the quarterback, Postgame, and bringing him down in the backfield. Now Lincoln, I don't know what they'll do. I suppose they'll probably punt it away, but
yeah. Lost back to the 22, Dustin, so it's 4th and 14. And I know Dawson has support because his mom is sitting right down here in front of us. I know because she's got a jersey on that says Dawson's mom. Here's the punt. Straight up the chute. I don't know if somebody got a hand on it, but the Hearts are going to get fabulous field position. It's just out across the 35, and finally a Lincoln kid grabbed it, and he about missed it after touching it, and that would have been interesting. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Effingham at Lincoln's 37-yard line.
Yeah, Drayden Postgame's been doing a pretty good job of punting the football tonight, but that one's just a 15-yarder. And maybe getting a little tired as that was his 6th kick of the night. And Effingham just a 37-yard field here as they are up by 39.
So they're 1 point shy of a continuous clock. 9:19 remaining, and hey, look, Nate Thompson's going to play quarterback. The big junior's going to get a shot here. Hands it off, and that's Witten that gets the handoff, and he takes it inside the 30.
That's actually 28, Trevor Donsbach. 28 instead of 20 that took the run there.
Sorry, 28 instead of 20. My apologies. So Trevor Donsbach, pardon me, to the 27. So from the 37 to the 27, it's 1st down. Nice work. 9:12 left. Hearts lead at 46-7. We're headed to Jerseyville for non-conference action next Friday night. Hope to see you there. Hand off to the deep back that time, and just shy of the 25. Trevor Donsbach one more time to the 26, so a gain of 1, and it's 2nd and 9. And we're just cleaning it up here, folks. 8:41 to go. Hearts by 39 points.
No better feeling than being able to bring some of your bench guys into the game late and salt it away.
Up under center, Nate Thompson. The handoff, deep back again. That's Donsbach coming to the near side and might have got to the 25. Let's see, 26, no gain.
Hadn't been quite as much room to run for Trevor since that 10-yarder that he busted out with. They've kind of clamped up on him a little bit.
Nate Thompson, he's more of a traditional quarterback, kind of like Landon Wolf was.
Mm-hmm.
Big, tall guy, view of the field, stays in the pocket. Shaq, he just kind of, he's everywhere. Both can be mighty effective. There's a fumble. And the Hearts, I think, fell on it. Yeah, Hearts do get the ball back. And Thompson got it back.
Well, unfortunately for Nate, that means he's going to have to take responsibility for the lost yardage there, but better than a turnover.
Back to the 28, Dustin, so a loss of 2. 4th and 11. I think they'll go for it. Down to 7:28 remaining.
I think you're right. They could try
up,
to kick a long field goal here just for fun.
They could, you bet. Nate up under center. Hand off to the deep back. That's Donsbach again. And, yeah, Lincoln played that pretty well. Hearts have a whole bunch of new kids in. So the Hearts turn it over. They'll score it at the 28-yard line. So no gain. So it's 1st and 10 for Lincoln. They'll get the ball on the change of downs and change of possession, and 1st and 10 for the Railers at their own 28-yard line with 7:12 remaining. Hearts lead 46-7. Pirates have taken a lead on the Cardinals 5-4 in the 7th.
Oh, really?
So we'll monitor that.
Hate to see it.
Milwaukee was leading the Cubs at last report.
5-1 that game.
Handoff up the gut and out across the 35-yard line is Lincoln. Good gain on first down. From the 28 to the 30, to the 36. It was a 28, wasn't it? From the 28 to the 36, gain of 8, so it's 2nd and 2.
Badonich taking that run. That's his 10th carry. He's up to 35 yards.
Down to 6:45 to go. Not a continuous clock, but it's moving a lot. Postgame up under center here on 2nd and 2. Handoff, got the first down, or really close to it.
Close.
Donich, I think, will get credit for there's the sticks moving. Call it the 39, so a gain of 3.
You know how many first downs Lincoln had before that one right there in the second half?
None.
That's a good guess.
Whoa.
That's 5 first downs in the game for the Railers.
Wow.
That'll get the job done.
Yes, that's a pretty good defensive performance. So to the 39, 1st and 10 for the Railers. And they run it up the gut, bring it to the near side, actually, and cut to the near side. And Bogdanich keeps it, and he's to the 43. Gain of 3, I think they're going to set it down. There we go. So to the 43-yard line, and it's 2nd and 7. Excuse me, line of scrimmage was the 39, Greg. Gain of 4, that would be 2nd and 6. Sorry, I used to be good at math.
At this point, not sure the 1 yard is going to make much of a difference in this game.
Ball at the 43. It's 2nd and 6. Looking to hand off and trying to go to the near side. Then they turned it up, and they got a pretty good gain going and got a first down into Effingham territory.
A bit of a muddle that they've got going on in the backfield there, as there are 3 or 4 backs, and they all kind of go one way or another, and some hesitation, and eventually it was Jaden Graham, number 10, who took it across midfield to the Effingham 49.
So a gain of 8. And they tell us Bryce Eichmeyer was in on that stop, and the Eichmeyer crowd cheered, and others. And they're a good bunch of football fans. So into excuse me, Effingham, thank you. Into Effingham territory at the 49. Postgame decides to keep that time and got it inside the 45. Well, it's Bogdanich again. To the 44. So from the 49 to the 44, gain of 5. And it's 2nd and 5, and we're down to 4:40 to play.
If we never see another white jersey with white numbers on it this season. Now, I know Mount Zion has a history of getting creative with their jerseys as well, so I'm not holding my breath on this, but yeah, it's broadcaster's worst nightmare with Lincoln. I'm sure they're fun to wear. I'm sure they like them, but man, it's been tough sledding for us up here.
It's like Players Weekend in baseball a couple of weeks ago. That was a treat. Handoff going to the far side, turns it up, dives close to the first down inside the 40. That's Jaden Graham again to the 39. Boy, he's really close down there moving the sticks. From the 44 to the 39, a gain of 5, and that's how many they needed. So the Railers to the Effingham 39, and we're down to 4:09 to go in the game.
Yeah, Lincoln's stacking up those first downs now. It's the 3rd time they've moved the chains on this possession. But again, Effingham with a 39-point lead. They're just playing out the string, and at this point have some subs out there on the field.
And we're under 4 minutes to play. Handoff and nothing. Might have lost a yard. Nice work there by the Effingham defense. I could come up with some names if I squinted really hard.
I think
Who
I saw
was in on that? Dalton Fox was in on that stop.
Yeah, Derek Limna, 51, also in the middle of that.
Very good. Fox, a sophomore. And Lynn, I believe, also is a sophomore.
You are correct.
So some of the young'uns getting some playing time here. The 38 gain of 2. I should tell you that at some point.
I had it figured out.
So it's 2nd and 8, and we're down to 3:14 to play. We'll talk with Coach Hefner on the post-game show. And before they ever snapped it, another flag. But the first one in a while.
First one in a while, and it's against Effingham, of course.
Well, yeah.
This is encroachment, 5-yard penalty.
Has Lincoln been called for a penalty?
They got that one personal foul in the first half on Duncan after a catch, and that's been it. That has been it. 8-7 Effingham penalties.
All righty. So 5-yard walk-off, and now they have it at the Effingham 33-yard line, and we're down to 3 minutes to play. Effingham in front, 46-7. Looking to go to 2-0 here in a couple of minutes on this young season. From the shotgun, Postgame. Ready, and direct snap, and they lost it. A fumble. Let's see who gets this. So
a couple of Lincoln players kind of ran into each other on that.
Ball ends up back at the 34, so a 1-yard loss. Who's coming out here for Effingham? Derek Lemna checks out. Who else can I talk about that I might not have mentioned? Peyton Simmons is out there here on the near side playing some D. Out here trying to get this kid who split out here like he's going to catch a pass. We're down to 2:05 to go. Man in motion, high snap. It came right back into Postgame's hands, and down he goes back at the 45-yard line. And getting in there for the stop was Sean Cochran.
High snap off the outstretched hand of Postgame, and the ball never did hit the turf, but it did get about 12 feet in the air for a second there, and a loss of 11 for Lincoln.
Back to Effingham's 45, so it's 4th and 15 now for the Railers, and we're down to 1.5 minutes to go in the game.
So they're going to go into punt formation here as Postgame try to bring his average up a little bit after that 15-yarder on his last kick.
Hearts have nobody back deep. They're going to come after it and just missed. Good kick, hits, and going to go in the end zone. Touchback. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hearts at the 20 with 1 minute and 9 seconds left in this game. Hearts lead at 46-7. Back in 30 on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
So the touchback on the big boot on the punt, and Effingham will have it 1st and 10 at the 20, but just 1:09 left in this one. Thompson back in at quarterback for Effingham. Again, the Hearts have pretty much all their starters out in victory formation. Nate takes a knee, and we're under a minute to go. They'll give him a loss back to the 18, so it's 2nd and 12. But again, we're just wrapping up the show. And a good show it's been.
It's been a pretty good show for Effingham for the most part. Like you said, there were a few snafus kind of there in the second quarter, but for the most part, they've dominated this thing the way they needed to against an opponent that they need to win and need to defeat, and they are going to improve to 2-0 and get that conference victory going.
One more knee, still 30 seconds on the clock, but I think nobody's going to quibble, and that's the show. Effingham wins their home opener. They win their Apollo Conference opener. They are 2-0 on the young season, headed to Jerseyville next Friday night. Final score at Klosterman Field, Effingham 46, Lincoln 7. We'll talk with Coach Hefner. Dustin will have all the stats you'd ever want. Brian will have the scores. I'll recap the scoring. Don't forget CJ's got video on the game tonight. That'll be up in the next little while. So, whoa, a couple of more fireworks just for the show, just for good measure. Final score again here at Effingham. Hearts 46, Lincoln 7. Back with a post-game show in a moment on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
This is the Lustig Custom Cabinets postgame show. Handcrafted cabinetry built right here at Effingham.
Back at Klosterman Field, Hearts win their home opener. They win their Apollo Conference opener and do it in style, defeating Lincoln here 46-7. Let's get a look at the scoring in this game. The Hearts scored their first 4 possessions tonight. And that started with 8:02 to go in the first quarter. At the end of a 10-play, 67-yard drive, took 3:58 off the clock, highlighted by Logan Brown's 6-yard touchdown run. The kick by Hefner was no good, but Effingham had a 6-0 lead. They scored again with 2:53 to go in the first quarter. At the end of an 8-play, 57-yard drive, took 2:46 off the clock, and ended with Chase Woomer running it in from 9 yards for the score. Yvonne Angel's kick was good, and the Hearts had a 13-0 lead. Effingham scored one more time in the first quarter as they got the ball at Lincoln's 47, and Tristan Duncan caught a 47-yard pass from Nathan Shackelford. Hefner's kick was good, and Effingham had a 20-0 lead in the first quarter, and that pretty much set the stage for the rest of the game. Hart scored again with 7:09 to go in the second quarter, and that was a thing of beauty. Lincoln set them back at their 4-yard line. 8 plays, 96 yards later, a drive that took 2:39. The Hearts scored with 7:09 left in the second on a pretty 39-yard pass play from Nate Shackelford to Tristan Duncan. Angel's kick was good, and the Hearts had a 27-0 lead. Lincoln scored with 5:49 to go in the second quarter at the end of a 3-play, 74-yard drive, and Dustin will have the details on that for you. And Peyton Anderson scored from 5 yards out on a run. The kick was good. Lincoln was within 27-7, but that's the only time they dented the scoreboard. It's their only score so far this season. Fumble at the 39 of Lincoln was returned by Logan Brown, 61 yards with 27 seconds left in the first half. The kick was no good, but that extended the Hearts' lead to 33-7, so they scored off the turnover. Effingham scored again with 7:01 to go in the third quarter at the end of a 7-play 50-yard drive that took 2:57, and Logan Brown took it in from 1 yard out. The kick was good, and the Hearts had a 40-7 lead, and they scored their last touchdown with 11:41 left in the game at the end of a 14-play 80-yard drive. Took 5:43 off the clock when Chase Woomer ran it in from 3 yards out. The kick was no good, but the Hearts had a 46-7 lead, and that was the final. Effingham 46, Lincoln 7. Hearts go to 2-0 on the young season. Dustin's working on the stats. Brian's working on scores. We'll talk with Coach Hefner. That's all on the way in a minute here on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
Coach Brett Hefner will be up shortly for the post-game visit. Dustin's working on lots of numbers, but he says, hey, he's up to the task. Let's send it over to him for the post-game figures on this one.
Yeah, we'll get through as much as we can before Coach Hefner makes his way up here. Looking at the team numbers, Effingham outgained Lincoln 490 to 133 yards tonight. In the second half, Effingham outgained Lincoln 155 to 22 to close that one out. The Hearts ran 61 plays on offense for their 490 yards. Lincoln 39 plays, 133 yards. Hearts 26 first downs in this one, 14 on the ground, 12 through the air. They ran the ball 41 times for 202 yards. That's a 4.9 yard average, and 4 touchdowns came via the running game for Coach Brett Hefner's club. As far as passing goes, the Hearts put it in the air 20 times tonight. 16 of them were successful. 1 was intercepted. That's 288 yards and 2 more touchdowns. So again, 61 plays, 490 yards. Lincoln just 7 first downs tonight, and up until their last possession, they didn't have any in the second half. But they did have 7 first downs for the night, 6 of them coming in the running game, 1 through the air. The Railers ran the ball 34 times and gained just 63 yards on the ground. That's a 1.9 yard average. Especially tough for the Railsplitters in the second half as they ran the ball 17 times for a grand total of 22 yards. But their 1 touchdown did come via the ground. They only threw the ball 5 times tonight, completed 2 of them, had 1 intercepted, and that was for a total of 70 yards. Now remember, 133 yards of offense for Lincoln in this game, and 68 of them came on 1 passing play, so that's over half. So aside from 1 tough play for Effingham's defense, they really, really stifled the Railer offensive game. As far as turnovers go, Effingham turned it over twice. They were intercepted and they lost a fumble, but they also took it away twice as they recovered a fumble, came back for a score, and had an interception of their own. Penalties, a little one-sided. Effingham 7 penalties for 60 yards tonight. Lincoln penalized just once for 15 yards. Time of possession pretty even. Lincoln 24 minutes 48 seconds. Effingham had the ball 23 minutes and 12 seconds. Let's go ahead and get through your individual numbers. For Lincoln, running the football, Alex Bodonich had 48 yards on 14 carries to lead the way. 11 yards on 4 runs for Jaden Graham. Peyton Anderson, he took the ball twice for 6 yards. He did score the lone Lincoln touchdown on a 5-yard rush. 7 yards on 2 carries for Jaden Paulus. Brandon Schweitzer had 5 yards on 2 carries. And Drayden Posgay, I'm going to say his name right, Drayden Posgay, had 10 carries. He lost 14 yards. Of course, he was sacked 4 times tonight, so that sort of is why he ended up in the negative yardage. But all the same, Effingham able to bottle up that Lincoln running game. And, of course, not much to speak of for the Railsplitters in terms of passing. Posgay was 2 of 5 for 70 yards with an interception. And of course, 68 of those 70 yards came on one pass to Austin Prater. Caught the ball down the sideline and ran with it a little ways. And then Peyton Anderson also had a 2-yard reception. Punting the ball, Postgame, 7 punts, 211 total yards. That is a 30.1 yard average. He was pretty good tonight. Had a 15-yarder that got in the air a little bit too much. He kicked it straight up in the air. Other than that, some pretty good punts for him, but the problem for Lincoln is that he just had to do it too much. And then Brandon Schweitzer, speaking of doing things a lot, 7 kick returns for 132 yards. 83 of those came on one return from the 10. He took it at his own 10-yard line, brought it all the way inside the Effingham 5. We thought he was gone, and he was real close to being so. But the Hearts actually stood up on that possession and got the ball back on a turnover. So it kind of a blip in the radar as it turns out, but kind of a tough special teams play for Effingham. And then an interception for Lincoln. We should mention Jaden Paulus had a pickoff and a 33-yard return after the fact. So there's Lincoln's numbers. Let's go through what Effingham did tonight. Logan Brown, the leading rusher for the Hearts, 88 yards on 13 carries. He scored 2 touchdowns, punched one in from a yard out, and also had a 6-yard scoring run. So he was the leading runner for the Hearts. Chase Woomer had the most carries, 14 carries for 76 yards. He also found the end zone twice, 3 yards and 9 yards on his touchdown runs. Then Nate Shackelford, 4 carries for 29 yards. Trevor Donsbach got in the game there late and had 11 yards on 4 carries, 10 of them coming on his first touch. Keegan Baker got a chance to run a few times. He had 4 yards on 3 carries. And then poor Nate Thompson had to come in and take that victory formation and kneel a couple of times. He ended up losing 6 yards on 3 rushing attempts, but I'll bet he doesn't care because he got to come into the varsity game and help the Hearts seal away their second victory of the season. So Thompson never did throw a pass. Nate Shackelford threw 20 of them, 16 completed for 2 touchdowns. He was intercepted once and 288 yards. So he's right up at averaging 300 a game, and you'll take that all season long if you can get it. Tristan Duncan, another big game catching the football, 192 yards on 9 receptions. 2 touchdowns for Tristan, 47 and 39-yard touchdown catches. Jet Gillum was a favorite target tonight as well. He caught 6 passes for 92 yards, and then the other Effingham player to catch a pass was Holden Lewis. He caught a 4-yard reception. So 3 different Effingham receivers, Duncan and Gillum, doing most of the work. And again, Shackelford, 288 yards on 16 of 20 passing. Cam Kalber, 3 punt returns tonight for 22 yards. Chase Woomer had a 15-yard kick return. Keegan Baker also had a kick return, didn't gain any yards on that. Logan Brown, 61-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. Can't forget to mention that. That kind of got Effingham off the schneid a little bit. They were sort of, I don't know what you want to say, treading water a little bit in this game, and then he got that takeaway on a strip sack and was able to bring it all the way to the house. And then Jacob Stoneburner, an interception right down there at the goal line, a pass that was tipped up in the air by Jacob Logan, and then Stoneburner with a diving grab before it hit the turf. That was on that short field for Lincoln set up by the long kick return, so Effingham got the takeaway there. Jacob Stoneburner with his first interception of the season. And with all that, Effingham has completed the victory. They moved to 2-0 on the season, Greg. They're 1-0 in the Apollo, and we're going to take a week off from Apollo Conference action, and I think we have to go ahead and get in our cars now to be down in Jerseyville in time for that Friday game.
Certainly the temptation's there. It's a long haul, gang. But it'll be for a good cause if the Hearts can continue to play well.
I mean, had to go to Macomb and Lincoln last year. So, that's just kind of the nature of things with trying to play schools about your size and trying to find non-conference opponents. Sometimes you got to travel a little bit. Of course, the IHSA is going to do all the work for Mr. Woltman next year on the scheduling for the most part. I guess they'll take care of 7 out of the 9 games, and that'll be different, but may not be making quite as long a trips sometimes to get games in.
Without a doubt. Thank you, Dustin, as always. Again, 46-7 was the final score here. Coach Hefner always one to visit with lots of folks because lots of folks want to visit with him. So we can't deny him that opportunity. So what we'll do is let's send it back to the studios. Brian Dust has been working to gather scores. BD, what do you have for us?
All right, let's start off with football at the high school. In the fourth quarter, Taylorville has a 30-10 lead over Mahomet Seymour. And in other football games, only a halftime score so far for me at least, and that had Argenta Oriana over Cumberland 27-7. In the third quarter, moving into the fourth, Newton now has a 31-21 lead over Sullivan. It was Paris 32, Casey Westfield 0. That's at the half. Also a future Effingham opponent, Freeburg. They're winning big over Carlisle. The last score we had was Freeburg 44 to Carlisle's no points. That's moving into the fourth quarter. In the second quarter, Shelbyville over Cerro Gordo Bement 21-6, and Marshall was trailing Flora after 3, 26-21. Just a few more football scores, and that has a third quarter score of Vandalia 34, Carlinville 7. Pena ahead of Roxana in the fourth, 28-7. Robinson defeated Red Hill tonight, 35-0. And in the third, Blue Ridge over Oblong, 28-4. Just a couple of other baseball scores tonight. Windsor Stew Straws over Brownstown St. Elmo, 3-1. T-Town over Odin, 13-2. South Central defeats Diedrich, 5-2. And in Major League Baseball, after 8 innings, Pittsburgh has a 7-4 lead over the Cardinals. And in the middle of the seventh, Milwaukee 5, Chicago 1. That's the Cubs of Chicago. That's your scores.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. I have the tackle sheet in. And thanks to the gentleman keeping the tackles. We haven't had that the last couple of seasons, and good to have those numbers back and give those guys some credit. And as far as who got what, we can tell you that Sean Cochran had 5 tackles, including 3 solos. Also, Jacob Stoneburner had 4 tackles, 2 solos. In addition, Dawson Witten had 7 tackles, 4 solos, and he also had a sack for a 4-yard loss. In addition, Haven Prather for the Hearts had 4 tackles, including 1 for a 4-yard loss. 2 of those were solos. Also, Logan Brown had 5 tackles, 4 solos. 6 stops tonight for Mason Hasty, 4 solos. Good night for Austin Herbeth, as he had 5 stops, including a sack for a loss of 5. And 3 of those tackles were solos. Also, 2 tackles tonight for Jacob Logan. 1 was a solo. Besides that, Gunnar Franklin had 2 tackles, both solos. And I'm matching up numbers with names. Gabe Keeney got in there for a stop. Effingham also had a tackle from Bachman. We talked about him a lot. They've got him for 2 tackles. But he was a busy kid, and one of those was for loss. 2 tackles tonight also for Gabe Keeney. Well, he's on there twice. He's so good he's on there twice. So he got 3 tackles in all. Also, Zach Slifer got in there for 2 tackles. And Bryce Eichmeyer had a tackle. And also, Emma Kessler had a tackle. So those on the tackle sheet. Thank you, gentlemen, for a job well done. Mattoon did beat Charleston. 27-14 is the final score. So Charleston got that win over Macomb last week, and they can't take that away from him. Hello there. Brett Hefner joins us here. Well, he's got a lot of people. He's in demand. But I appreciate that you came up.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Hey, I hope that's the worst thing that happens all week.
Yeah, you and me both.
Congratulations on a heck of a win.
Yeah, kids played well, did a nice job staying focused. I'm sure we'll find some things. There's a few things we'd like to clean up. We just talk a lot. We talked about it last week, and it sounds like coach speak. but playing to play, not playing the score, not playing, all that. And thought there were times tonight that we lost a little focus, but end up with a win and 2-0, 1-0 in the league. Pretty good start.
Absolutely, and big crowd, a lot of enthusiasm tonight, and you love that.
Yeah, it's always great to be back home, and appreciate the crowd and the support and all that. And it's got a few mistakes here and there to get cleaned up, some penalties, a couple turnovers, but all in all, pretty good game offensively.
See if you agree with me. Feel free not to. But
you're never wrong, are you?
Yeah, right. Sometimes I act like that. First week, not too many penalties. Second week, it seems like penalties show up.
I don't know. And I'll be interested to take a look at it. Yeah. I don't know. I'll be interested to see. That's a lot of holding calls, and I'm the offensive line coach, so we'll take a look and see. See what we can see on film. But I thought it was more than normal, but we'll see. I mean, that's a disappointment. Was that penalties, a couple turnovers, but all in all, other than that, pretty good offensively.
Yeah, absolutely, and a lot to be happy about. A lot of people did well. Chase Woomer, I know, had a good night last week and day against Breeze, and ran the ball hard tonight.
Yeah,
he's not a very big kid.
He runs the ball. He runs the ball hard. We gotta find. We talked about it, last week and going into the year. Find some ways to split carries with Logan so that he doesn't have to do it full time. And normally our quarterback could take some of those carries too. Once it got to a 4-score game, not much point in running him if you don't have to. Right. So yeah, Chase took a lot of those carries and I thought he runs the ball hard, runs the ball well, good ball security, and he'll get better with the more reps he gets.
And you did a good job of diversifying the offense through the air too, because you had a lot of kids catch the ball tonight. Obviously, Tristan's a great target, but lots of guys.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys that can make plays. It's just through the reads and things, we want to find different ways to get Jet the ball. Cam Calvert can make catches. Holden can make catches. We didn't have Parker tonight. We can even go as deep as, Trevin Benavides doesn't play much all tonight, and he's another one that can run and make plays. And then we can swing Logan Arnn over there if we need to. We can swing Luke Spencer over there if we need to. So we have a lot of guys. It's just, number 11's been pretty good so far, and we keep finding ways to get him the ball. And the big thing with him, maybe we'll figure it out on film tomorrow. We keep, he's just trying to make plays and fighting for all the yards he can. And there's times that he needs to just follow like what Shaq did, just get out of bounds and go. Understand where all the pursuit's coming from. You don't need to take hits that you don't need to take. But he's a competitor and just wants to make plays and wants to get the most yards out of it. But certainly glad he's on our side.
You bet. I went by Logan Brown pretty quick, but he was a big reason that you got ahead as quickly as you did.
Yeah.
Scored the first 4 times. He is such a strong kid and such a powerful runner.
It's a big plus for us from this standpoint. So he's been a 3-year starter there. So he goes all the way back to the 17 group, and then the group last year, and then now in a leadership role this year. So he understands the expectation level and the level that you have to, he's played a lot of high-level football games. I mean, you talk about, he's been a part of 2 9-wins as a starter, 2 9-win seasons and quarterfinals, a conference championship and all that, so he's played a lot of games. And they're just like the play tonight where he rips the ball out, well, we practice that. Like, but there's a guy that through 3 years, 4 years of repping of our turnover circuit and all that, and puts it to use in a game and bang, gets a touchdown out of it, finds another way to create a touchdown and give us a good burst. But, he's a rock for us, and same thing. He wanted to keep playing some offense tonight, but the game gets to that point. There's no need, because we've got games coming up. We're going to need him.
Yeah, man, we've talked about the fact that you don't want somebody to get hurt when the outcome's been
No,
decided.
when it's like that, it's a fine line to walk. I was pleased with our up-tempo stuff tonight. I think we had a couple of plays where they had 12 guys on the field. Guys trying to run off that we. I think, matter of fact, I think the touchdown they had 12 guys on the field, but the tempo, the guys did a good job with that. Nate does a really good job with that. So you can get, once you get that first down in that, you usually have a chance to be pretty successful because of how fatigued it has a tendency to make you. So I was pleased with that tonight. We ran it some last week, not near as much as we did tonight. And so anytime you can get game reps at it, it's good. So I was very pleased with that, to have a nice change of tempo going forward.
One more thing about Shaq. He's such an interesting kid because he's been a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he was being a receiver last year, he was still being a quarterback. If something had happened and Landon had gone down, then he would have been the guy. But he did a good job and worked hard as a receiver last year, even while still staying ready to be the quarterback.
Yeah. He had a tough job last year. We talked about that. Finally he came to us. It was like midway through the year. He came to us and said that he felt like that he was falling. He didn't feel he was maximizing at receiver because he wasn't getting as much practice time there because of what we're doing at quarterback, and said, hey, can I start moving a little bit more that direction? And so we took a look at it and did, and still found ways to keep him just enough reps to stay ready if he needed it. So I think that helped, but I thought he was really, really, really good tonight. And it's not that he wasn't really good last week, but he still had a lot of first game things last week at times. And I thought tonight he was really, really good. He was really in charge of things. I thought fundamentally he was really good, and he knew it. The interception wasn't a bad read. It was a bad throw, and sometimes he just gets a little too quick, and he came off of that, and he made the perfect read. And if he throws the right ball, Tristan's probably still running. He just went quick, led with his elbow. The ball floats on him, but when he stays, you can't throw a ball from the left upright, throwing a fullback out of the backfield on that like he does without having arm strength and fundamentals and all that. And I don't know what his stats ended up tonight. I have no idea.
288 is what we had for, but really good percentage. I think 16 out of 20 or something like that.
Yeah, and if you ask me, he was 100 times better tonight than he was last week, and not as many yards. So I thought he was really good tonight.
I bet you'll take it if he averages 300 yards a game.
Yeah. You keep telling me we're winning doing that. Normally I haven't been around a lot. Normally, if you're throwing that many yards, you're behind trying to catch up. So if you want to tell me we're going to win, I'm all right with that. But no, we want to be balanced, and then you do what you got to take. What you got to do to win. And we got some guys out there that can make plays. And then defensively we played well. We had the one letdown, where linebackers just didn't read their keys, and guard pulls, they don't go with it, and so now we don't have anybody pressuring the quarterback, and the quarterback's able to throw one down the sideline, and bang, they go. And that was really the one lapse defensively. I thought other than that, we played really well defensively, pressured them well when we had the opportunities, and so that, and then clean up a couple extra points, and we'll be good.
I agree. So it would mean a lot to go all that way to Jerseyville and see a big crowd there next week.
I'll tell you what, it's a long way to go. Long way to go. Turn your phone off when you get there. That signal to drain that battery. I learned that the hard way about 3 years ago, even if you're not using it. But, it's a long trip, and I tell you what, they're going to be really, really good. They'll be in the hunt for the Mississippi Valley title, and unconventional offense, flex bone triple option, which we don't see, and it's their second year doing it. So they'll be pretty good at it. So we'll have our hands full, but we'll enjoy this one for 24 hours and then go to work.
Very good. Thank you, Brad.
All right, thanks,
Always
Greg.
a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
You bet. Hearts coach Brett Hefner. Appreciate him coming up with us here on the postgame show. Effingham winner 46-7 the final scores. The Hearts go to 2-0. Boy, it's a nice sound. 2-0 on the season. Headed to Jerseyville next Friday night.
Well, like Coach said, it's going to be a tough challenge going there for, just the fact that it's a good team and then having to travel such a way. So it's good to get yourself in this position where you're 2-0 and it's not a make-or-break game for your season. I mean, you want to win them all, right? You don't ever want to lose a game, but you don't want to put yourself in week 3 in a position where you got to play a tough team and you really need that win. So the Hearts have taken care of business so far, and things are looking up.
Absolutely. That's Dustin White. Thanks to him. Thanks to Brian Dust for all the scores. C.J. Schmidt is on the other side of the camera. That's him back there. You can't see him, but I can. And I'm Greg Sapp. Final score again here at Effingham. Home opener, conference opener. Effingham beats Lincoln 46-7 again. It's Jerseyville next week, and we'll have it for you. Kickoff 7 o'clock next Friday night on 97.9 XFM and 97.9XFM.com. Dustin's going to go home, take a nap, and then be ready for high school baseball tomorrow morning. He and Matt have high school baseball, St. Anthony at Altamont. Game time is 10 o'clock at Altamont tomorrow, and we'll have that for you on 97.9 XFM as well.
Couple baseball games during the week next week, too.
Indeed. 17th is going to be a busy night. And we've got the 12th, is that right? The 14th? I think we've got games.
Yep, Tuesday and Thursday next week. So
it's going to be busy. And
people are going to be hearing my voice a lot. So, congratulations.
There's been this clamor.
I don't listen. I don't want to sound too cocky, but doesn't surprise me.
What can I say? And don't forget a big weekend in NASCAR. We're going to have 2 at Indy on Saturday and Sunday. 1:30 tomorrow, noon on Sunday, and of course noon Sundays the Brickyard 400. And Florida Georgia Line's going to be there, and like 19 other performers are going to be there too. So it's going to be a big weekend. We in fact gave away some tickets so people could go enjoy the whole shooting match over there. So. Ought to be fun. But again, here the final 46-7. Hearts are 2-0 and headed to Jerseyville next Friday night. So for Dustin, for CJ, for Brian Dust, I'm Greg Sapp. Thanks whoever did this work to make the press box look so nice. And good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening. This has been a production of Premier Broadcasting Incorporated.